back. I've been back on the road, so we'll be seeing exactly what I've been doing to rob a living. We've got winners and losers, and changing the game, as always, shines a spotlight on the mindset it takes to chase your dreams. We've got that. We've got transfer chat. We've got all sorts coming with the man to my left, Mr. Gabriel Anderson. And as ever, we'll wrap things up with Track of the Week. This is Game Changers, powered by Talk Sport on Colourful Radio. Stick with us. Oh, it's quite mysterious there. We'll hear from Adam Bradley very shortly to find out what the hell's going on back there. Gabriel Anderson, welcome back, mate.
Hello, matey.
How'd you feel, mate?
I'm feeling all right, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just... You know what? I could have put my foot straight through the steamer.
Yeah, you fell out the arm a little bit.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
I could have put my earphones the right way round.
Luke does the same.
Oh, matey. That's one of them ones. But otherwise, feeling good, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's good, mate. It's good to have you back on.
Oh, thanks, man.
Have you missed it?
Of course I have, mate.
Yeah, see, well done. Yeah, there was a little hesitation there.
No hesitation, mate. It's just that, you know, when Luke's here, I get more of a, you know, a longer leash. You know, he's nicer to me.
Oh, okay, yeah, not here.
You know, you're all right.
Not
Do you know
here,
what
mate.
you did? You know what? You hurt my feelings the other day.
What?
I remember this. And you know what you've done as well. You know what you've done. I came back from holiday as well. Went to Greece. I went to Crete. It was great.
Did you? I went to Greece recently.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I went to Kos.
Following me.
No, I went... When did you go?
Crete. When? 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, I'm not joking. I think I went 3 weeks ago.
Wow, okay,
Yeah,
so I am following you, apparently.
Yes.
All right, then, cool. But I came back, you know, trimmed up as well, you know, trim ski and all that. I know I'm going for a phase at the moment, my hair's growing, but don't worry, I hadn't trimmed at the time.
Yeah.
He's come to me, and he was like, Trim, what are you doing? I'm like, sorry, I should look like a bum on my holiday? Like, that's not my style, that's not what I'm on. I'm trying to look, you know, nice out there. I've got people to impress, people to see.
Yeah.
And he was looking a bit scruffy himself. Come to see now.
Who?
You were looking scruffy at that time.
Don't do that. That's blasphemy.
Yeah.
We haven't got a dub button on this show, so can you just take that back?
No, because you know why I'm not going to take it back?
Ridiculous.
Because you know what happened?
Said that on air.
See, what is the need for that?
No, because you know what you did afterwards? A few days afterwards, trim ski, like nothing ever happened.
Yeah,
and I'm like, so you can get one and I can't.
No. It's
different
not
rules for some.
No, listen, one of my favourite sayings in the world is different horses for different courses. But this is not a prime example
Different strokes
of that.
for different folks.
Yeah, that's it,
That's what I've heard as well, mate.
Exactly. But you told me, unequivocally, undoubtedly, wholeheartedly, I'm growing my hair.
I am. So, wait,
let me land.
I can't. I don't know if I can, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Did the razor of any electrical or manual product touch your head?
Touch my hairline.
This haircut?
No, it's not. It's just a...
Did you pay for it?
Yeah.
What did you pay for?
Life ain't free. A shape up.
Which is what?
A shape up.
Which is?
A shape up. A line up. You know, get yourself right.
It's
you
a
know,
haircut.
Get the corners right.
No,
you know,
but that's not growing it.
I told the barber, do not touch the top. I'm growing it out. Yeah, just touch my hairline up. Maybe a little, you know, I can't. You know, that's trade secrets. I can't be giving that away. Can't be doing that.
Yeah.
But touch me up nicely, and then that's all I need.
Yeah.
And then he did that for me.
No, it does. It looks
the sponge
like
on it as well. Not
before,
today, but, you know.
before, not gonna lie, looked like you had a massive fight with your barber, and he said, "I'm not cutting that."
I mean,
you know what's hair.
Not far away from that.
But now with the little shape up,
you see,
that in itself looks like a trim. I know that's not the finished product because you're growing it, right?
No, for sure. Yeah.
How long is it gonna be?
I think by international break, I'm gonna be Tom Brady. It's gonna be braids in my hair, mate. I'm gonna be looking good. I'm gonna be looking nice.
Tom Brady is just ridiculous.
Oh, you're gonna see, mate. You're looking $1 million. Pounds.
Oh gosh! Right, just before we obviously crack on with the show, so much to discuss, as we already said. You know, Community Shield, the curtain raiser. We'll get your thoughts not just on the game, but the actual event itself. Yeah. Are you a fan? Are you not? Etc. Etc. So much going on in the transfer window. You said to me just before we went live on air that you're so excited to see Coventry City. We will never hesitate on this show to talk about the Sky Blue Army. So much to get through. But obviously, look, we're on the back of the World Cup now. I think we're approaching nearly a month since the World Cup final, which is just ridiculous, right? How scary is that?
Mad.
But did you enjoy the World Cup from a work perspective? Obviously, you were working heavily. You got a big promotion during the World Cup, didn't you, mate?
You know.
Just take the millions of listeners and viewers through what you were doing during the World Cup.
Well, if you were awake from the hours of 6 until 10 on a weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I thank you very much, because weekend breakfast, that was me throughout the whole summer, throughout the whole tournament.
Weekend sports
it.
Breakfast.
Yes, matey. Yes, I was the brain in the machine. It was great. It was fantastic. Working with different producers, different personalities. Of course, Tony Cascarino was the mainstay, and he's always excellent. He knows his stuff. Always comes.
Great listen in the morning too.
Yeah.
Because he's perfect for a morning talk sports show, because he will say strong things that you can clip up and talk about on other shows.
Absolutely.
But he's got a great tone.
Absolutely.
That you don't, without sounding a bit weird, you don't mind waking up to
Fancy him, do you?
He's a good-looking man.
Yeah, he's done his teeth recently as well. He looks good now, mate.
I don't doubt that.
But no, he was amazing, and he treated me right during the World Cup. And you know, from a work perspective, I will say towards the end of it, it was getting heavy. You know, I know the games were getting less and everything, but with you got used to the amount of teams that were in there and so much to talk about. It was like, how am I going to fit all this in? It's the World Cup. This is all shiny. But then towards the end of it, you saw the politics getting involved. You saw, like I said, the lack of topics to speak about as well. And towards the end, I'm not going to lie, after the final was done, I was like, it's over, and I'm, a
bit of a come down.
Yeah.
Slightly different to the come down Adam Bradley's used to, but...
Oh, matey.
What was that?
Yeah, nothing. See, he's on one now.
Mate, leave Adam alone, mate. It's brothers that you've got to be careful about.
Oh, see, he knows. See,
mate, I'm telling
he knows.
you. I'm telling you, mate. It's not my first rodeo.
No, it's not. It's not. It's...
I was out with Bradders last night.
Was ya?
Oh,
Are you getting on with him a bit more now?
Yeah. We've tried to bury the hatchet, the three of us have.
Yeah. Three of them, yeah.
Oh, damn.
DJ
man.
Brothers.
No, I get it as well, yeah.
Quite a night, so apologies if any of us are a bit worse for wear and a bit slow.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me, actually, do you remember the last time we did a show together?
What?
The sheer state I was in. Do you not remember?
My goodness, I remember.
You said in the promotional video on my Instagram, at Anil Candola, for anyone listening and watching, that you said that I smell.
Yeah,
and,
well...
Look, I will take... bad haircut, your clothes look rubbish, your shoes are scuffed, you come underprepared, right? I'd even go so far, I'm not happy about this one, but I'd even take your breath stinks. But to say that the best smelling man in the TalkSport office had a stench to him, I'm sorry.
Listen,
that's not acceptable.
Listen, normally you come out smelling like you just come in. Normally, I'm telling you, on your regular, degular. No. You let me land. As you said, as a great man once said, let me land. On a normal day, you smell like you've just come out of the Versace shop, like $1 million. But on that day in particular,
that's outrageous.
You was miles off.
I was minimum Armani.
Minimum.
On a bad day, it's Armani.
Minimum 4 out of 10, mate. That's what you were on that day. But it's okay. I filmed it, didn't I? I was there,
Absolutely
and we produced the magic on that day. We'll produce magic today.
And I'm feeling slightly better than I did then, so hopefully that is a good indication for a big show. And a big show we shall begin.
Oh, yes.
Oh, gosh, it's been a long old time, but football is back. The champions Arsenal played the FA Cup winners Man City in the Community Shield, and this is how it sounded across the TalkSport network.
Here is Calafiori getting in behind the back line, straight away being fed by Miles Lewis-Skelly and scoring for Arsenal inside the first 30 seconds of the Community Shield. Odegaard looks up, tries to curl it far post. Solis back across the face of goal. Havertz is there. Donnarumma can't keep it out. And Arsenal lead by 2-0. Are you Tottenham in disguise was the taunt they aimed at the Man City fans. Solis edge of the area, feeds it into Odegaard. Great touch, chance to make it 3. Easily strokes it into the net. It's a wonderful Arsenal move. And again it came about because of a turnover of intensity. The captain takes the acclaim.
They're first to the ball, they want the ball, they're more aggressive, and all of a sudden the ball hits the back of the net.
And Arsenal are running riot.
Oh, golly gosh, it does sound very good, doesn't it, to have football back on our airwaves and, of course, back on our screens. You heard the voices there of Sam Matterface, unbelievable at his job, our senior football correspondent at TalkSport, Mr Alex Crook, and even a bit of the England legend Stuart Pearce as well, who brought us some incredible coverage of what was nothing short of an emphatic opening win for Arsenal. Of course, it was held in Cardiff because of the weekend. The artist... not the time of week. The artist, the weekend, were performing at Wembley.
Good artist, mate.
And they couldn't move the days around, so they had to move the football. I love that.
Good artist.
Yeah, home of football.
Yeah, the home of football. No, it's the home of the weekend. But as I said, an emphatic win for Arsenal against Manchester City. A very quick start. Ricardo Calafiori scored after, I think, just 23 seconds. And if my memory serves me correctly, that is the quickest Community Shield goal in 58 years. Wow. Havertz, of course, doubled the lead at half-time, assisted by new signing, Christian.
Oh, Solis.
There we go.
Yeah, I was like, huh?
Yeah,
Christian. I was going to say Norgard. I was like, he doesn't play anymore.
I was really hoping you didn't know, because then that would have covered up the way that I didn't know how to pronounce him. I didn't want to butcher his name the first time he gets mentioned on Game Changers.
Solis, I told you, I just came from Greece, mate. I know Greek. I basically know Greek, mate.
He's had one gyros, look at the boy. But, of course, beyond that, Martin Odegaard made it 3-0 in the second half. Arsenal dominant. David Raya clean sheet despite a few City chances. Big statement from Arteta ahead of the new Premier League season. Initial thoughts, Gabe. Do you think it was as emphatic as I may have suggested there? Do you think perhaps it was even more emphatic than just a simple 3-0 win against Manchester City? Where do you rank that performance, firstly? And secondly, does that have any indicator as to what we may see in the new 26-27 Premier League season?
I can't believe I'm actually saying this and it's coming out my mouth, but Man City went and faced the best team in the country, got slapped.
At Wembley.
Oh,
no, it wasn't Wembley.
In Cardiff,
that's probably why then.
Is that, maybe. You know,
no,
maybe.
you're right.
And that's mad to say, because...
Say it again.
Man City...
And think, do you want to go with this?
Yeah.
Go on then. Look down the barrel and give it again.
They might clip me, mate. You know, Man City went to the best team in the country and got slapped. Madness, you know. I'm thinking of Arsenal. I understand what they've been over the last, 12 months, 18 months, maybe even a couple of years, but I'm still not quite used to Arsenal being as good as they are. And, to concede today. Mate, to concede in how early was it? What, 24 seconds?
23.
Matey. That is embarrassing. And you know what? I'm not going to say I even saw it coming. I'm not going to. However, I am going to, congratulations to Arsenal. Luke Henry's somewhere, gallivanting the streets of Wales. Must be nice. Oh. Brilliant. Well done. And you know what? If any Arsenal fan deserves to be happy, it's him, to be fair. Because as I said, he gives me a longer leash on this show.
Adam just gave me a dirty look. Fine, yeah, I agree. Whatever.
But, you can do the Arsenal praising if you want. I'm going to do the Man City, slaughtering because...
Well, no, I'll go one better for you. I'll start you with your slating of Manchester City. I think
they deserve it today.
And you were talking about clips, right?
Oh, yeah, go
on.
Here's
Here's one for you. Manchester City won't get top 4 next season.
Ooh.
They won't get top 4. Ooh. I said this last week, didn't I? The show when we gave our predictions.
Yeah.
I think I put them 5th, maybe.
Ooh. Yeah, I think
5th or 6th.
Like
yeah. And I'll tell you why. People will look at it and go, well, you're only saying that because you're a Man United fan and you got burnt by Fergie's legacy being finished and then you went on to David Moyes. I'm not saying any of that. That's got a really big indication as to what could happen. It's going to be difficult, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to win the title or even challenge. The reason why Manchester City will not be as good is one word: Rodri. Elliot Anderson is a great player. He is not a world-class top talent. And you are asking a player to come into a team who is so synonymous with winning multiple trophies per season to replace a Ballon d'Or winner. I don't care if Elliot Anderson is playing out of his skin, he is not going to fill the Rodri hole. And then you look at the leadership things that we've already spoken about. Kyle Walker obviously left a couple of years ago, but then they had players, for example, like a John Stones, like a Bernardo Silva. They've all gone, and then you add in the factor of Pep Guardiola leaving. This is a big, big transitional period for Manchester City, and I think it will come as a reality check that this is going to be a difficult season. Before we bring in your statistics, Adam, do you want to say something there?
Yeah, I just wanted to add the one word that I would suggest is the biggest thing in this: Maresca.
Wow.
I'm
you know him well.
I was talking to one of the security guys downstairs, Easy. He's a lovely lad. Anyway, we both agreed Maresca won't last the season.
But are Manchester City the type of side to really,
chop and change?
lay down the gauntlet on their manager?
He's not good enough, and they're going to find out.
But do you not think? We'll obviously come back to you, but from a Chelsea perspective, just quickly, Adam, do you not think that he did do quite well, given the fact essentially that he had both hands tied behind his back and told to clap essentially.
Truth is, when he left the club, I celebrated. I was absolutely delighted. I never rated him as a manager. I thought it was very dull. Honestly, I was quite pleased that Rossini had come in, actually, because I knew he wouldn't last. So, that will take us to the end of the season. But no, I just don't think he's a good manager. But he's not a great manager. And when you look at the manager they've just had, I mean, he's a generational manager.
OK, here's a question for you, just to wrap this up before, because I know you're cooking. You've been you've been working on your notes. I can see them.
I'm looking,
I can see them. What is a bigger fall-off? Sir Alex Ferguson to David Moyes or Pep Guardiola to Enzo Maresca?
I would say the latter.
Wow.
Because I actually think David Moyes is a better manager than Enzo Maresca, and I think David Moyes wasn't really good. I think the whole situation was different at Man United. Alex Ferguson basically made signings for one season to win his final season. Whereas Man City, they've Guardiola almost refreshed the squad
before he left
in the last year or so. Yeah, so
this is the problem, because you always sign players from the previous incumbent and then think the new guy in charge almost has to embed these players. But if he doesn't want them, he doesn't want them.
But it Enzo Maresca's seemingly becoming a little bit of a checkbook manager, by the way, as well, because you think of the Chelsea situation, I understand that all of their players were like, 15, 16 years old, basically. But, mate, they spent a lot of money trying to get you the best talent possible to try and, you know, shoot you guys up the table. And now you're in a Manchester City situation. I understand that, you know, you face the best team in the country. I know, I feel sick actually saying that. But, you know, they've backed you, and, as you said, Guardiola's given you a nice little refresh of the squad with really, you know, world-class players in there as well. So for you lot to, I understand that, you know, you're not his biggest fan and all that, but make no excuses. Sorry, this is Manchester City. This is a team that is, you know, their recent history is be top of the table, be competing in the Champions League, nothing more, nothing less.
A bad season would be finishing second.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Exactly. We were questioning if it was a bad season last year, and they won all the domestic cups.
Yeah.
So, you know, coming into it, I'm looking at the City defence, and one point I wanted to raise was, you remember last season when, this was pretty much before Mark Gahey kind of came in and solved all their problems, when they were just conceding goals, it seemingly, you know, for fun. And you saw the lack of Mark Gahey because, mate, people are touting this Ruben Dias guy. Not having him anymore.
Really?
People are touting this Guardiola guy. Oh, he's good on the ball. Look at the long pings. Look at the diags. Mate, not good enough. Nico O'Reilly, I'm not going to slander him too much. I actually really like him, but really struggled today. And Kusanov as well. Always gives you a little bit wanting more. And Donnarumma as well. A bit of Bozo gene in there as well, you know. I understand he's a world-class keeper and that good shot stopper and all that.
He was terrible today.
Put him in front of that defence.
Did you know how Sam Matface described him on commentary today?
Go on.
He's playing as if he had a bad lasagna before the game.
Oh my God. And do you know what? Probably not far away from the truth. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking at this City defence, and you know when you have a puppy? You know when you have a dog and you touch it, and do you know what you feel? A soft underbelly.
Oh
matey.
My goodness.
I'm looking at Elliot Anderson. Look, £100 million, yes, 100%. But is he going to be the Rodri replacement? No way, 100%. Enzo Maresca already came out after the game and is talking about, but he's not a City player yet. He's still for Lille, but some new signings need to come in, you know, and we're waiting for some more people. Sorry, more money being thrown at the situation already. I'm looking at this team. I'm looking at what they have already defensively. I know Mark Gahey didn't play, and he's going to solve a lot of their frailties.
Is he that good?
No, he did it last year, didn't he? When he came in.
Did he? He was the one who was at fault for the game against Everton, and that was the one that really sealed their fate.
I get it, mate, but look, their defence, to me, is already cooked, and the season has already started, so there's not much to lean on there. I'm looking at it there, and I'm looking at what the, you know, calibre of coaches, and I'm looking at him already trying to throw more money at the situation. I'm not saying miss out on the top four, but, mate, I'd be really concerned if I'm Man City, you know, even if it is just a glorified friendly game.
I think Man City will drop out of the top four next season. And this isn't reactionary because they lost 3-0 to Arsenal. I couldn't care less what the Community Shield result was, to be honest with you. But ultimately, you factor in Pep's gone, and it's not just Pep. Rodri's gone, which I think is the biggest factor in all of this. Then you have John Stones. Then you have Bernardo Silva. OK, these players weren't exactly the top of the top in terms of being on the team sheet every week, but they were the leaders. They were the ones who, in the transitional period, you lean on. And I'll be honest, after thinking about it, I think that Enzo Maresca taking over Pep Guardiola is a bigger drop-off than David Moyes taking over from Sir Alex Ferguson. Oh. We will see a reality check for Manchester City this season because they've spent so much money, it really does not allow Enzo Maresca even one reasonable or remote slip-up. He has to provide, and provide yesterday. I just don't see that out of all of the projects, this is the biggest rebuild because of the legacy that Pep Guardiola has left. Arteta, of course, now is the longest-serving manager in the Premier League currently, but Pep Guardiola was miles ahead of that. And now you leave that and look at the same way when Ferguson left, when Arsene Wenger left. I know Wenger wasn't exactly leaving Arsenal in the tip-top position of challenging for the league, but they were regularly getting top four football. Arteta's first couple of finishes were 8th place. So it shows you that even though a long dynasty is really beneficial if it works, it also doesn't work the opposite way when you ask someone to take over the reins. It's almost an impossible task. As the club try to find their feet, it's often the first man in charge who will get the bullet.
It's mad because one of the questions coming into this season for Man City was that air of inevitability, invincibility, seemingly like sometimes with some of the talent that they have, namely Haaland, who seems like he's, 30 goals a season, guaranteed taken to the bookies.
Yeah.
That is gone. that inevitability, that fear factor that Man City have, and I understand that. Look, like we just said, pre-season game, pretty much. No. This is not a, all Man City are coming to our ground. Yeah, chalk that off. We've probably lost this game. This is we can get at these boys because of the defensive frailties, because of what seemingly looks like, soft midfield as well. Look, Haaland can only get you so far. I understand he's going to score all the goals in the world, but Maresca's going to have to actually pull his finger out and actually do some coaching, because if we, if we see more of what we saw today, matey, that top 4 shot is not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad.
I just can't see it happening, honestly. I just think when you look at all of the other teams who are in transition, they've got less work to do because they're not taking over such a team with the print of the previous manager in there.
I'll ask you a question. Yeah. Do you think today was more of Man City being as poor as they were and having more question marks around their team and their situation, or actually giving credit to Arsenal in regards to, look, they've come up against a decent City side who put out a strong lineup at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, and they've come in, absolutely slapped them silly? Which is it more? Which are you leaning towards?
It's tough because Arsenal did play very well today, and obviously there was a couple of questions going into this game about their own defence because they were leaking a few goals in pre-season unnecessarily.
No Saliba will do that.
Yeah, exactly. No Saliba for a couple of months. It does potentially cause a concern for the Premier League champions. I think they were very good, but I don't think it was like, Arsenal's best ever performance. I think if you didn't see the scoreline, but you knew at what level Arsenal would play, you wouldn't be surprised. Right. I think you would definitely be surprised at the lack of performance, really, from Manchester City. So I think this is more about Manchester City, and it's not taking any away from Arsenal. They turned up, played very well, and they won very comfortably. But in no world is it acceptable to lose 3-0 to the team that was the only team that finished above you last season.
Well, you know what, we can continue the City bashing all we like, but at the end of the day, some credit has to go to, the defending Premier League champions, because, admittingly, as we said, I'm a hard worker, Mr. Candola, so,
Who, you are?
Yeah, me, matey.
Well, I'm not sure.
Me, matey. I do work hard. I'm Aziz, do you know what I mean? So, in and out of the game, sometimes I was awake, sometimes I was sleeping. Sometimes it was good, sometimes I was like, you know what, they've already got it in the bag. Yeah. But, from what I've seen, you know what? That Solis fella that you couldn't pronounce, the Greek, he's all right, And it begs the question, I know they've been looking for a left winger. I know they've been looking for...
Shove him in there.
Matey, he's producing. I understand
2 assists today.
He's produced every single game of their pre-season run so far. He's looked dangerous, matey. I understand they lost out on the Vinny, and Barcola looks like he's Liverpool-bound, and Rashi looks like he might be getting a new lease of life at Man United. But I'm telling you now, this Solis fella, look, I know he's at Norwich a few years ago as well, and he kind of stank up the gaff. But he's come back, he's older, he's developed, he's more experienced. He looks good, bro.
Let's not get too carried away.
No, I'm telling you, mate. I'm telling you, he looks all right. And if I wouldn't be surprised if he's, Arsenal, lack, creativity sometimes and general output. If it's not coming from Saka, well, who's it coming from? It's not Big Yok. It's not Martinelli. He's about to go Turkey, isn't he? So if it's coming from somebody like a Solis, who they might have to actually rely on because of the lack of left-wing options out there, hey, man, I wouldn't be surprised. He's a damn good player.
Well, look, you mentioned there just very briefly, of course, the players that Arsenal could have gone for, that they did go for and weren't successful. And one of the names that you mentioned was Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about pre-season. We're talking about, of course, the conclusion of pre-season. And Marcus Rashford played for Man United again.
He did.
So, of course, he returned into the Manchester United fold, making his first appearance for the club in more than 20 months. Wow. Rashford, Mainu, Martinez all featured for the first time this pre-season against AC Milan, ironically managed by a certain Ruben Amorim. With an hour gone, Rashford was introduced by Marco Carrick as one of the 6 substitutes made at the time. It was his first appearance, as I've said, since, in specifics anyway, December 12th, 2024. He played against Victoria Pilsen in the Europa League, which was, of course, his last game before yesterday, and then banished by Amorim. Spent his time on loan at Aston Villa, then, of course, won the league with Barcelona with a wonderful free kick that we actually watched live on Game Changers a couple of months ago to secure them the title in El Clasico. Yeah, we had it on, live and direct. It was very, very good, very impressive. Now, of course, Premier League games against Hull and Ipswich provides a clearer indication, shall we say, for Carrick's plan on Marcus Rashford. Well, of course, we've still got the transfer window open. We will discuss, and maybe this will be a nice segue into the transfer window. But he's played. Yeah. Carrick's been very vocal of saying, almost in a roundabout way, not to paraphrase him too much, but look, the door is open for Marcus Rashford. What do you think as a Manchester United fan?
I'm hearing it, I am. I understand this is probably 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th chance. Look, I don't care, There's something about Marcus Rashford that no matter what he does, I'm just going to forgive him. because...
Are you in a toxic relationship with Marcus?
Yeah,
Rashford?
yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes,
Well,
I am.
the first...
And I'm not scared to admit it, man.
Well, the first...
I think United fans are, by the way.
The first point of recovery is admitting you've got a problem.
Thank you, mate.
So,
a problem,
yeah.
but, you know, I'll let you land after you let me land.
No, I'm not going to push back too much.
Oh, OK, no, that's good. That's good, because I know you, mate. Sometimes in your Man United shouts rogue. But... You know, I'm thinking about somebody like a Marcus Rashford. If the interest is actually that low and, you know, Barcelona had the opportunity to sign him for as little as, what, 35 million?
I think it's his wages, though, mate.
Yeah, but they chose to splash that cash plus more on Anthony Gordon, who's nowhere near the level of player Marcus Rashford is on both their days. No.
I think Rashford's better on his day, but you can't say that... Well, look at the World Cup. Gordon provided. He scored the goal against Argentina. It was all rosy in the garden.
Rashford scored a goal as well, so what?
Against who?
I don't remember, actually. No.
Yeah, in the first game.
So, but...
Croatia, 4-2.
So what, they scored the same amount of goals at the World Cup? OK.
Well,
cool.
no. I'm not going to push
problem.
back, but continue.
But all I'm saying is, if the interest is that low, and Barcelona had the opportunity, you know, whether it was financial, whether it was this, whether it was that, whatever, they didn't want him. Arsenal seeming like they don't want him. They probably would have, you know, come in, or their steam would have been a little bit more hotter if they were actually interested in him. If the interest is that low, and Michael Carrick seems to be on this, you know what, clean slate, I'm not Ruben Amorim, I'm not Ten Hag, second slate, you can just go into the team, we can try again, and if it flops, hey, at least we tried, at least we gave you that opportunity. I'm more than willing to do that for someone who's given us so many great memories over the past few years, rather than just
also bad memories, though.
Yeah, 100%, other than slinging him to the wolves and doing the Man United of old, you know, what, coming up to deadline day, what, bargain bucket, we need a left winger, lads, who's available, or what, him, yeah, he hasn't done anything, but he has a bit, yeah, let's get him in. No, I'd rather keep Marcus Rashford, give him that chance. Not to start immediately, because
but will he be happy with that second part?
What choice does he actually have?
Yeah.
What choice? That nobody seemingly wants him. So if I'm him, knuckle down, use this as motivation. If anything, we're going to do motivation a little bit in the second hour, but use this as motivation in regards to if nobody actually wants me and nobody actually thinks I'm good enough to be a starter on their team, Barcelona don't think that I'm good enough for them, then I'm coming into the season with a point to prove. Obviously, that AC Milan, you know, I can't take too much credit into that because, well, he came on for like maybe 15
half an hour,
something like that. Do you know what I mean?
20 minutes, half an hour.
But I'm looking at it, if I'm him, and I'm like, cool, coming into this season, I'm on a rampage. They need to know that I'm actually the Marcus Rashford, though I'm not washed. I can actually impact winning at a high level and show him this year.
Is this not just for his Manchester United tenure, but wider aspect, is this the make or break season for Marcus Rashford's career?
Yeah, you know. Yeah, because I'm thinking of...
Because if he flops...
Mate, look at the situations that Grealish is in. Look at the situations that people like Raheem Sterling and Sancho, who can't even find clubs at the minute. Marcus Rashford's not that far away, you know, in regards to being one of those guys who was tipped to do great things for club, country as well. Obviously gone by the wayside, but at this moment is what you do. Are you going to get up? Are you going to sink? Or are you going to swim? And I like to think that the Marcus Rashford that I know that has produced good things for Man United, you know, has been a mentality monster. His celebration is, you know, point to the head, look at the mentality, look at the head on my shoulders. He needs to turn up. He absolutely needs to, and I'm backing him to do it. You know, if he doesn't, matey, we're having some hard conversations, really hard conversations.
Oh, make or break. I do want him to succeed, and whether or not that's just he does really well for Manchester United and then he leaves, I don't mind. But I just think the way that he did leave for someone who was just brought up so much, and he did have a really good interview, didn't he? I don't know if you remember with Gary Lineker and maybe Micah Richards.
Yes,
when he essentially explained why Manchester United haven't done it, and you could tell when he almost lifted the curtain and in a wrestling term broke the fourth wall, and he admitted that saying, look, you can't expect a full rebuild when you're chopping and changing the leadership and the direction the football club's going in. And he's right. And you could tell by that it wasn't someone who was talking as if he's checked out because he wasn't getting what he wants. He was checked out because he was a Man United fan. And he couldn't accept it anymore. And, of course, another individual that Man United fans couldn't accept anymore was Ruben Amorim. How damaging do you think it is for Marcus Carrick to lose 4-2 to the previous manager who was so far out of his depth at Old Trafford?
You might have to give me a second here, mate, because I'm getting emotional, mate. I might even have to hold on. Let me take a sip.
This is just ridiculous. He's sipping his water because he needs time.
Yeah, no, I do, because do you know why? Mate?
Does it hurt?
My season started on that day.
Did it?
Yes, it did. Yes, that game meant something to me. By all reports, that meant something to the coaching staff. That should have meant something to the players on the pitch. It didn't look like it, though. Them man, Tielemans, the centre-backs, even the goals that we scored, one set piece, and then a mistake off of their backline, Dogu slotted it home. The keeper even should have probably saved it. The goals that we were conceding...
See, you don't mention Bruno Fernandes in your little criticism.
Missed his penalty. missed his penalty.
Yeah,
but
they
you
were
know,
laughing and joking, was it?
But what are we going to put the blame at his feet? Because
No, but
Luke
he
Shaw,
can have a bit.
Luke Shaw,
He can have a bit.
he looked finished, mate. I'm not going to lie. We need a left back, by the way, because if Dorgu wants to be a winger now,
Which
then
he
we
can
only
be.
got 100%. Then we only got one left back.
Yeah.
That can't stay healthy, by the way, either.
Yeah.
So we need another one. Luke Shaw looked absolutely finished in a pre-season game versus Milan. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the semantics after the game as well. Ruben, boring now. Miss me. Sorry.
That was good.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was good.
If
It
Ruben
was good.
Amorim is happy,
No.
I am sad, brother. I'm unhappy. I wasn't happy. Mate, I can't bear to look at the smile on his face.
Okay, but
because
it
the
was a
good
good
times he
line.
promised me...
Come on.
It was
Yeah, but come on,
the
it
good
was
times he
good.
promised me, I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting, matey. Michael Carrick's going to give them to me, don't get me wrong. But my season started the other day when Man United absolutely fell on their faces.
No, it
versus
didn't.
AC Milan.
It's a friendly.
How embarrassing.
Who cares?
And how embarrassing are you as well, by the way?
Who cares? Yeah, it would have been good for a bit of one-upmanship on Ruben Amorim.
Is this cold?
But realistically...
Is this cold? You're coping right now.
No, I couldn't care, mate.
you're horrible.
Even if we win the game 5-0. Like, what's that going to do for me?
That would have been my first game of the season, 3 points on the board.
But then we won...
3 points on the
But
board.
then we win a friendly. Wow, like I just think like, come on.
You're
come on,
thinking
it's-
about it. You're saying friendly. There's friendly. Do you know the lineup that we put out there? We put
Yeah.
a strong. No, the kids didn't really get much of a run out, which
Yeah,
meant.
But
which
at the same
means-
time, when you're making 6 changes on the 60th minute mark, that should give you a bit of an indicator.
And
that
those
no
6
one
changes were
cares.
all people that were going to play rotation
No, it
minutes
doesn't
into the
matter,
Premier League
mate.
this season.
It
They
just-
weren't kids that
it
we're
just-
bringing on, you know.
It doesn't matter. They could have won the game 5-4, 5-0, 10-0, lose 10-0. The only way you're going to get that squad up to speed is next week when they play their first game in the Premier League.
No,
Have
mate.
you seen their lineup, Man United's lineup for training on Monday morning?
No, I haven't
It's
seen it.
just as relevant.
Yeah, there we go.
It really
Precisely.
is. It's a friendly.
Precisely.
It's a training exercise.
It's just to get
Read
minutes in the
nothing
tank
into it.
and to
Yeah.
maybe experiment with a couple of decisions and see what's going on.
disappointed in the both
It's
of
a
you.
friendly,
I took you
mate.
for romantic men. I thought you guys were developed
we're
and
businessmen.
trained.
We're businessmen.
Oh, matey.
And this was not business. This was
Nah.
second fiddle. You pass off to your
I'm
PA.
heart on the sleeve,
Honestly, mate. This
Ruben
is,
Amorim.
This is you answer the phone and you go, oh, meeting. Yeah, I'll get my second in command.
Mate,
to
do you
take
know-
care
do you know
of
who
that.
would agree with me
Honestly,
right
I
now?
wouldn't even turn up.
Do you know, Alex Crook would agree.
No,
with me right
Luke
now.
Henry.
He'd agree.
'Cause
He
he's
would
a-
agree
he's a
with me as well.
glorified
Another
friendly as
romantic
well.
man.
Embarrassing. Adam used to be like that, mate.
Do you know what I mean?
Adam used to be like that. Then he saw the light.
When
He
Arsenal
used to be
fans
like that.
take on Aston Villa, they want to do them because Unai Emery is over there.
boring,
No, they
Al.
want to
Who
do them.
cares?
I wanted to do Milan because Ruben
Yeah, I'd love to win.
Amorim said.
I'd love to win a throw-in, but realistically...
And guess what? Chelsea lost to Spurs in pre-season, and we couldn't care less. 'cause
Mate, it just doesn't matter.
They're releasing a DVD and an open-top
lot.
bus parade
Honestly.
and what have you.
It's
But
just
honestly,
beyond ridiculous.
if it mattered, we would be screaming at the club.
Yeah,
right now.
of course.
We do not lose to Spurs.
No
It's the last-
chance. That's
we
exactly
don't
what I mean.
care.
Have you seen that wrestling meme? It's still real to me. This is real to me, man. There's real feelings
Don't
here.
you dare associate WWE with friendlies,
Oh,
mate.
matey, the
There's no such
WWE
thing
and
as
Man
a
United are
friendly.
not that far away from each other, matey.
Yeah, basket case, but great commercially. Absolutely fantastic.
I made the big bucks in the office, mate.
And speaking of big books, of course, we've only got a few minutes before we need to move on. But the transfer window, still alive and kicking. This is where we really, believe me, from someone who's covered a few transfer windows now, this is where it gets really tasty.
This your bread and butter.
It's my bread and butter a little bit. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it was my first proper significant on-air gig. I did a few Wembley Way reportings and stuff like that with fans ahead of games like the Community Shield. But yeah, this is where I've been thankful, of course, to my contacts book, you know, because you're nothing without it. But this is where it really kicks in, because for Manchester City and Arsenal now, particularly for Manchester City, they're going to look at it and go, OK, right, we need some players. But I saw it, and we'll obviously speak about EFL at the top of the next hour, which is not too far away. But honestly, so Barnsley lost to Bromley 1-0. The ownership of both teams, respectively, was sat right behind me.
Oh, wow.
Both boards were sat right behind me.
Wow.
The moment full-time happened, Bromley's ownership were clapping, they were cheering, they sort of were edging towards, like, getting to the pitch and celebrate with the fans. First game of League One and all that. The Barnsley fans turned around to their owners, and I'll take all the expletives out of it, just throw them in when you want, but they basically turn around and go, did you watch that? Sign some players. Signed players now. And this is what I'm trying to say, going back to the transfer window, when you get to this point, when you know there's so little time for the beginning of the season, but then when the season does start in front of the big cameras and the lights start to get certainly a little bit brighter, you then realise what you need. Case in point, Eric Ten Hag, when he lost 4-0 to Brentford, what did they do? Sign Casemiro. And midfield seemed to be OK after that. They finished third under Eric Ten Hag
really
and
good that year as
Casemiro.
well.
Casemiro, that was where it came from, you know. So, yeah, transfer window, it absolutely is hotting up. I just want to take your attention to a couple very quickly. We'll start with West Ham. I know they drew their opening game against Burnley away after being 2-0 up. Bit of a poor result, considering the fact they did have such a significant advantage. But they did this week break the EFL transfer record by paying 22 million to sign Arnie Eagles from Scottish champions Celtic. Of course, more EFL chat from 8 p.m, so stick around from that. But this has got to be just an absolute stonewall, even with the poor result for West Ham, with the business they've done. They should smash the points record, right?
They're going to walk the championship, man. It's a little bit unfair in some regard, actually, you know, in regards to, you know, being in the Premier League for so long, having the stadium that they have, having the finances that they have. And I know their ownership situation is in a little bit of, you know, topsy-turvy stage at the minute, but they're still spending the cash, mate. They're still spending the dosh. And they kept Jared Bowen as well. That's probably signing up the bloody championship in regards to actually keeping him. Somebody who's an England international not that long ago could probably even still get into the England team now with just the way the women's situation is set up.
Yeah.
But, mate, they are looking so good. If they don't win the championship by a lot, I'll be surprised.
Well, there we go. And speaking of someone who won the championship...
by a lot, not a little.
Yeah, by a lot. By a canter, as Luke Henry would say. Coventry City.
Oh, mate.
Well, look, you wanted to talk about Coventry. Of course, they are on the verge of completing a £17 million move for Nottingham Forest striker Taiwo Iwonyi. Phenomenal bit of business, I think.
Decent, you know.
They've done consistent, phenomenal business. Of course, brought in Carl Rushworth on a permanent. Frank Onyeka was, of course, his deal was made permanent. And
Urenchi.
Yeah, Urenchi as well. I was getting to him.
He's Ghanaian.
Ghanaian, so yeah, you might be a bit biased there, but maybe you can give a bit more of an insight to him. But I messaged Max Scott, who was actually covering the Watford game, so he wasn't able to join us today, but I said, do you fancy coming on to speak about Iwonyi and what signing that was? He said, sorry, mate, I'm at the Watford game, but what a signing. Take us through what you wanted to talk about, because I know you're excited to watch Frank Lampard's Sky Blue Army next season.
I absolutely am. I think last year we were treated in regards to the teams that actually came up, actually put up a little bit of a fight in regards to they weren't embarrassing. They weren't, you know, what you expect from teams that get promoted and just be like, you know what, we're just here to make
because even Wolves, they had a terrible start, but then they did have a period where people thought, I know they're going to have to win every game, but could they do it? Yeah, you're right.
Do you know what I mean?
You're right.
And we were treated last year in regards to that. And I think, you know, obviously, you know, it's early days, but I'm liking the look of specifically Coventry coming into it, and specifically that Urenchi signing. If I'm not mistaken, that's your club record signing.
It was.
And do you know what?
It was. And then they broke the record in the same week.
But even then, mate.
Yeah, no, at the time he was a club record, yeah.
Worth every penny, mate.
Yeah.
In Ghana, in the World Cup for Ghana, easily our best player.
Really?
Easily our best player, in my opinion. I understand that our defence was really solid. We had, I can't remember his name now, but number 4, tall centre back that plays for Wolfsburg. He was excellent. But Urenchi, in terms of in the midfield, yeah, he was doing it. He was busting the show. Scored a clutch goal as well to beat Panama to win the game
Thomas
as well.
Asante set him up. Yeah. Also a Coventry player.
Oh, my days. You see how things come together? Yeah. Mate, he's good in regards to you're getting somebody that is going to come in, he's going to be hungry, he's powerful, he can drive the ball, he can play a little bit as well. He got an assist, if I'm not mistaken, in his pre-season debut.
Yeah, pre-season game, yeah.
Matey, I'm telling you.
He can do it all.
You know what? Frank Lampard actually has a lot to prove in regards to he's coming back.
Absolutely.
Coming back into the Premier League. You know, he's had his chances at Everton, he's had his chances at Chelsea, and people, it seems like the
jury's still out a bit.
Yeah, it seems like the mark is like, Frank, I'm not sure this is your level, you know. You go to the Championship, you boss it with Derby, with Coventry, but you come to the Prem and you kind of stink it up a little bit. So you've got to really prove yourself coming into this new Premier League year. And I like to think with the investment that you've put into the squad, with the actual, you know, talent that's been brought into there, and, you know, with Frank Lampard having a point to prove, I think you're not going to be all right, you know.
I think they do. But finally then, to give the Coventry City fans, because I know there will be a lot listening and watching, where they're going to finish next season, mate?
You know what, 15th, 14th. I think
wow,
that's
so you think comfortably?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so, mate. I think you're all going to be all right. You know, if you're, you know, straight in a relegation battle, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be that right. I didn't expect that. But if you lot finish comfortably in the Premier League next season in regards to, you know, that lower
like a Leeds basically last season.
Yeah. You're taking that 100%. 100%. You're snapping your hand off.
A fantastic season, 17th, but anything above that is monumental.
I quite like the look of Amenda, the new centre back.
Yes,
as well. Big lad, 6'4", 22 years old, young, hungry. I think will stay.
They've got the makings, you know.
They do. I think they will. I think one area they need to really look at is left back. They've got De Silva there at the moment, he's good going forward. He is, and he's solid. We spoke about him previously on the show a few months ago. Former Chelsea, right? Yeah. Really good player. You know, he's got a great output in terms of going forward, but positionally he's a bit all over the place, mate. There was quite a few goals last year for Coventry that they conceded that the ball's just being lofted over his head.
When you're a promoted side, mate, you need to be solid.
And you need to, and you're only as strong as your weakest link. Yeah. And I'm not going to go so far to say he's the weakest link. That's probably a bit harsh, but I just think at Premier League level, I wouldn't be so sure of starting the season consistently. He's the number one option.
Yeah, you're having him as a rotation option, but not as the starter.
Yeah, exactly that.
Fair.
Right, so we've got a new feature on this show, Gabe. Normally Luke is a part of the stab because Adam can't be asked basically to put a new feature. He's scrambling around, but don't worry, mate, because it's changing the game. So there isn't actually a feature song. It's the one that you sing with Luke, Adam. So stop worrying, mate. It's a feature.
Why are you panicking on, man?
Because look, he's getting scared now. He's just hit him. Yeah, it's changing the game. So I don't actually know how this pathetic jingle goes. So.
Changing
the game. There we go.
I like that.
That was it.
I like that, mate.
Really?
Yeah,
You're gonna support that?
Yeah, I am, mate.
Honestly, this is not what we needed.
You know why? Because I need all the support for later in the show. You know? Don't want to tease him
got
too
good
much,
taste.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah, we'll see on Track of the Week what his taste is. I don't think you're going to be happy. But look, this is, of course, the feature called Changing the Game. We thought we'd introduce this to anyone watching out there who might be a little bit curious or would love some advice on how to chase your dreams. Now, we're never going to come from a standpoint of saying, right, listen to us, look at us, we've made it. Believe me, all three of us probably are not even halfway in terms of what we really want to go on to achieve before we call it a day in this industry. So it's just about people who are fortunate enough to get opportunities like this. Thank you, of course, to Colourful Radio for allowing us this platform. But we want to use this platform beyond just football talk. We want to be able to encourage conversation that will always allow people to try and get some nuggets of knowledge of. So even if we help just one person, Gabe, our job's done for the day.
Done well.
So I've just got a couple of questions because, of course, with Luke, it's quite difficult because we speak so much and naturally these conversations come about. But when we have a fresh voice, fresh face on the show, I think we can go into several different avenues and really ask your journey. And I remember the first time you did appear on this show, you were very open in terms of the struggles that you've had just from a health perspective, never mind from a career perspective. So you've been through a lot just to be sat here today. So I just wanted to ask you initially, what setbacks have you had to overcome in order to be sat next to the best looking presenter on radio?
Debatable, but I'll say I'll give you a couple. Obviously, the biggest one obviously is undergoing heart surgery. I won't go into too much detail because obviously I've done that previously. But long story short, had heart surgery in my last year of uni, and my career was on the ropes before it could even get started, pretty much. So trying to get healthy and trying to get to a point where it's like I feel good enough to resume what I was, chasing.
Sorry to cut across.
Sure.
Did you? Was your career in your mind then, or because it was so serious that it was just about getting to full health?
Yeah, no, I think at first it was all about let me just get healthy. Because there's obviously Big Al in Brazil only returned not that long ago, and he underwent some major surgery, and thankfully he's seen the worst of it and looks like he's on the mend. Yeah. But I can attest to what he was going through, just because you think of somebody like him, he's at the top of the game in regards to being a radio legend, done that, being an ex-pro as well.
For sure.
But you throw that all out the window, and you're only thinking of, I just need to be healthy, man. For real, I need to be there for my friend. I need to be there for my family, and hopefully after I get healthy, then I can focus on anything else I want to after that. So I think that was always step number one in regards to, look, I need to make sure when I wake up in the morning, my chest isn't so sore. I can look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, the scar's healing a little bit. I'm feeling all right. I'm not worrying too much about my friends and my family in regards to, oh, Gabs, are you all right? No, I'm good. I can go to the gym. I can play football. I can go to work. I can do whatever I need to do. That was always step one before actually getting back, into what my career is hopefully going to be in regards to, this industry. And, I like to think it's going well, but I think that was number one, my main step back. And number two is what I think we're going to go into a little bit. Being a really competitive person in regards to, we understand this industry is really competitive, but sometimes you need to understand that, people, you shouldn't compare yourselves to people, but obviously people are in different steps in their journeys. Do you know what I mean? I can look at you, for example, and we're going to look at some of your adventures, as you call it, in one of the features that we have coming up later. But I can look at you, coming in, let's say I'm a fresh-faced, broadcast assistant, as we like to call it, or a runner at Talk Sport, and I'm like, I'm going to be like him, he can talk really well. I'm sure it didn't take too much for him to get there. Oh, no, newsflash, he was rubbish. Probably still is. But, it took a minute for him to get there. And in regards to, if I was to compare myself to him, mate, I would be in my 100 and like, I'm not getting reports. Like, they're not sending me to Coventry. I'm not chatting to Frank Lampard. He doesn't know me. He's not my mate. I'd be going crazy. But I'm very comfortable in myself in knowing that, look, you know, Anil's a good guy. I can go to him for advice in regards to where can I go to, you know, to get to his level one day. I can go to Matt Scott, who's, you know, presenting every single show under the sun.
Quite literally.
Deservedly so. Worked with me during the World Cup as well.
Yeah,
he was great. He was fantastic as well with Cass. And I can go to him in regards to, you know, I can look at him and be like, you know what? You know, bide your time, Gabs. You know, you're going to get there one of these days. You're on a good, steady path because, you know, you're doing the right things. You come in and you do a really, really good job of what you're asked to do every single time, which is another good thing to do. You're willing to put in the work to not only, you know, get in the door. You've already got in the door, but you're actually willing to put in the work to actually stay in the room. Do you know what I mean? So there's a mental battle within, you know, at least myself. I can only speak for myself in regards to being competitive and always comparing yourself to others and wanting the best. But you need to understand that, look, everybody's journey is a little bit different. You're going to get there. You just need to bide your time. Be good at what you're doing in the moment that you're doing it to show everybody that, yeah, this guy's good. We can give him more. He can handle more. And then eventually, when you're there, you'll be just looking back at your memories and thinking, what was I thinking? I'm here now. Look at me. Do you know what I mean? So in regards to that, yeah, I say my health scares and just being in my own head about things.
Yeah.
You know, those are the major setbacks. But it's a challenge every day, mate. We'll get there.
Can I just say, I also had heart surgery in my final year at university.
Are you joking?
No, of course I didn't. That's insane.
Oh my God.
I was about to say, we were about to bond, mate.
I thought, what is going on? How am I in the minority with this? I just thought, what on earth is going on?
Mate,
I just got to say, that's incredible.
It's insane.
That's
It is
what a
bonkers.
phenomenal story.
It is bonkers.
Wow, amazing. But I also wanted to add to what you said about, you know, it's all about taking those steps. But what people often don't realise is the steps are on a ladder. And as we're all trying to climb the ladder, we don't all start on the same rung. If you start at the very bottom of the ladder, you actually have more potential because there's more steps you can make. There's more achievement. If you are given things and you start quite high up, there's not as many steps you can take. There's not as much satisfaction. So whilst you might think, oh, it's not fair that they started higher than me, they, at the same time, they don't have that personal achievement that you could potentially have.
exactly.
So.
Absolutely. That is it, you know. And I think that's really difficult because especially when you're in this space, and I've always said, look, LinkedIn's very beneficial and very useful because you can get potential job opportunities, you can put yourself in the shop market in a professional way.
Absolutely.
But I've said on this show before that I think LinkedIn can be the most toxic form of social media because when you're going on there normally because you're looking for jobs or you're looking for opportunities, right? And especially when you're starting out, you're not quite getting the opportunities you want. The first thing you see on your feed, feel so lucky to be doing what I do. Wow, I've only gone and just interviewed Ronaldo. Oh my goodness, I've just had dinner with Beckham. Like, you know,
It's true.
And the first thing that you see is like, oh gosh, and this is the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm thankful because I try my best to not compare myself to others. But naturally, when it's right in front of your face and
hard,
someone's
man.
going, right, you know, for example, sports journalist gets to do this amazing job and I can't even get work experience. You know, it's a very difficult thing to try and navigate your way through, but you're right, everyone's on their different journey. And now, I just wanted to speak to you about, and we can go into as much detail as into this, as you like, right? You will catch my drift with what I'm saying, right?
Go on. I think I know where you're going.
Yeah, in terms of the work-life balance and in terms of sacrifice. So Adam and I, with Luke, spoke about this in terms of, you know, some other things may have to take a back burner. So how have you found being able to manage and navigate your way through this work-life balance when you're in an industry that is so competitive from your own volition? It's really cutthroat in terms of the opportunity and you've got to fight for things. How are you able to be able to balance that with things, or are you just simply not very good at balancing things?
No, that's it's the latter. I'm not good at balancing nothing. Work, I do think in a way that, you know, that work personal life balance is a little bit overrated in regards to, you know, you speak to, you know, people at the top of their game. You speak to, I bet you now, if I spoke to Adrian Durham, for example, he'd be like, oh, what's work-life balance, mate? Well, I'm doing, you know, a few shows in TalkSport during the week. I'll see my family and then I've got to prep for the whole weekend because I'm doing Game Day Live, return to the Premier League. Yeah. It's not easy, you know, but I do like to think there's a little bit of, you know, beauty inside the chaos. We were talking a little bit before the show started and, you know, I don't know if this is an exclusive for anybody that cares, per se, about life, for how it's going at the minute.
This could be the most astonishing breaking news exclusive, Gabe.
I became single, mate.
Did you? This should have so been at the start, but I think we can actually loop this into a good conversation. Yeah. But I do think, before you carry on, and this is another massive thing, probably more important than any career or any job. If you're going through things, talk about them. Yeah. It doesn't matter who it's to. They might not even be able to give you any form of advice. but it will just be good to get a problem halved.
Absolutely. And it's the same if people that go into therapy find it very difficult at first because the therapist doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Because what it's about is you vocalising your issues, and when you vocalise them, they become more real and you can actually look at them with more sort of subjectivity.
Yeah, yes.
You know what I mean? So just speak to somebody. You're quite right.
Absolutely.
Man,
So continue. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Yes, I became single as of a few weeks ago now. Maybe
I thought you were going to say hours then.
Imagine.
I thought that it's actually old news now.
Yeah, no, exactly. She didn't like the company I keep around me. You know, if you catch my drift. No.
I told you to stop hanging around with Luke.
We hope the poor lady involved is managing to get along.
Yeah.
Or man. We don't judge.
Yeah,
We don't.
Absolutely.
It's not my story, but
Okay, whatever your story is, we don't judge on the
shout
show.
out to the people, then. Of course, we never judge
Everyone's
anybody.
welcome here on Game Changers.
Absolutely, that's why we changed the game.
Yeah.
But no, work-life balance became very difficult for me, especially during this World Cup. Actually, just because of the nature of the business. The World Cup was in America,
The demand.
so the time zones are already, are always going to be a problem. The amount of games, especially early on, are always going to be a problem. And me being thrusted into a position, being a producer on the Weekend Breakfast Show, meant that, well, okay, I'm not only thinking for myself when I'm coming into work now. I'm thinking for 2 presenters. I'm thinking for 2 APs. I'm thinking for somebody who has to handle all the pictures. I need to somebody who's going to handle my the VCPs, the visuals as well. So I'm thinking, there's a lot on my plate here, and this is like a good month's worth of work, And to cut a long story short, the conversations that I had with the person I was seeing last was, this is not the first time that something like this is going to happen, and
sure as hell
it's not going to be the last. So I'd appreciate if you took this ride with me. But at the same time, if this is really difficult and you can't really handle how the work-life balance is on my end, 100% understand that, but this is what I'm chasing. This is what I want to do because I want to, do something. And it's just what you said, sacrifice. If you want to, get something, if you want to achieve something, it's never going to be easy. There's not going to be a straight road that you have to do it. It's going to be lefts, rights, curves, everything. So you need to be ready for anything that's going to, come around. You might be in a very settled life, but once you get into this industry, I need to make sure that you're prepared and you know that once you get your opportunities, sacrifices are going to have to be made. But if you have your goals and you're really serious about what you want to do, then, hey, man, it's part and parcel of life.
For sure. It is, of course, a part and parcel of life. And it's quite difficult, isn't it? Because you think to yourself... And look, there is always a world that you can have everything you want. But Adam mentioned, he was taking us through his story and we were discussing this same topic, and he said, look, I was really doing all this kind of stuff, really pushing, sacrificed a lot of time. And then, all of a sudden... family comes into it, and you have to put all your eggs in the basket that you really need to. And in reality, when you've got a partner and children, I'm sorry, but forget work, everything in life comes secondary, right? And rightly so, that's what you've got to do to be a good parent and a partner. But this is what I'm trying to say. This is why a conversation like this is so important, because you need to be able to realise, whoever's listening to this, that it's not easy. But it doesn't have to be easy for you to get through it. And you need to encourage conversation like this, so we will, of course, do all of that. We are running out of time. Great conversation there, Gabe. Always fantastic to hear people's stories. And like I said, one person is always going to be beneficial. Right, it's time for this.
Everyone's a winner, baby, that's the truth. I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me?
Winners and losers, of course, it says what it does on the tin. What is it? It does exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah, get it right back, please.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
A near flawless 55 minutes, and he picks up on this and says fix up. Very ironic. Do you know what I want to bring back?
What do you want to bring back?
Ironing.
Right, wow, so... okay. I see what you've done there. More of a steam on myself.
Yeah, well, you're neither at the moment. Very simple, winners and losers. And no, I haven't put Gabe's shirt as my loser, but we can go through winners and losers very, very quickly. I will start with my winner, the EFL. What a competition. This, of course, rightly so, should have its standalone weekend. Not because there's more games, but because of how brilliant it is. All you've got to do is go find yourself a stadium on this opening week and you will see how unbelievable it is. The sun is still shining. People are so happy that football is back, and it's such a great occasion to be part of. So much so, we're going to start at only one place in the second hour. More of that to come. Who's your winner? Oh, we've got a cheer for.
Of course, of course.
Respect the EFL.
Absolutely.
Who's your winner, mate?
My winner, of course.
Yeah, I like this.
You know me, basketball. I love basketball, mate. Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Happy retirement to the Brody. Now, I'm going to keep my thing brief. He's gone through a lot over the last few years. I understand the end of his career hasn't been, you know, the song and dance that everybody wants it to be. Don't matter, mate. Have you seen the fanfare on
What a
social
guy,
media
man.
in regards to the legend that is
Russ.
one of the top 5 best point guards I've ever seen in my life to ever grace the NBA.
Wow.
Yeah, Russ, happy retirement. I hope you enjoy yourself and I hope you do whatever you want to do because you're my winner of the week, matey.
Wow, that is unbelievable.
And he played for the best team in the world, the Sacramento Kings, the greatest franchise.
The Kings.
Yeah, the Kings, mate.
Honestly.
We're not going to do it.
If you didn't support Man United, I'll probably kick you out the show. We'll start with losers then. I will go very quickly. My loser, and we're going to have very similar, aren't we? So I'll lead and you can continue. Manchester City, we've already spoke about it. We'll finish the first hour where we started the first hour, which was, I think it's trouble in paradise for the blue side of Manchester. So much success seems to be crashing down with just one single performance. There's worrying times on the horizon. And not for the red side, Luke. I was going to say Luke Henry.
What are you
Gabriel
doing?
Anderson.
What's he doing?
Yeah. In other words, that could be classed as racism.
You know what I mean? Flawless first hour, by the way.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Oh, let it go.
Allegations,
Racist.
you know?
Honestly, it's all gone down.
To be fair, when I told you smelled, I got attacked as well.
Yeah,
I was
there
like,
you go.
oh, wow.
Yeah, I know what you were trying to say. Very quickly, who's your loser? It might be me.
It might be. It's not. You've got off lucky. But it's similar. Enzo Maresca. I'm not saying fraud watch already.
Ooh.
However, mate, you know when you get a Rolex and you're like... I can hear my Rolex. What's going on? It's ticking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it's
Time's ticking already.
Yeah, matey. I can already hear it, matey.
no.
I can already hear it. So have a bad season, Enzo Maresca. Fraud watch. And you know what happens when you're on fraud watch? Off your pop. See you later.
Wow, that is phenomenal. So, winners, EFL, Russ Westbrook, and the losers, very, very blue in the face. See what I did there? But don't go anywhere. There's so much to go. How do you think the first hour's gone there, mate?
I wasn't flawless, but it was good, though.
Yeah, I was flawless. You were all right.
You did make some serious allegations against me in the last minute, so, you know.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Just replay, you know,
Absolutely
on the YouTube,
outrageous.
you can do that.
Yeah, sorry to all the colourful listeners. I did not mean any harm.
I'm keeping very quiet.
Yeah, you stay out of this. You're going to get cancelled again. Won't be the first time that man gets cancelled. But don't go anywhere, because after the break, big EFL's chat, so much to discuss as the real bit of the football pyramid returned. Still, as I said, plenty to come. You're listening to Game Changers on Colourful Radio, powered by Talk Sport. So much to come. We've also got Track of the Week. I wonder what that might be.
I'm in trouble.
Don't go anywhere, because we've got a massive second hour. Gabe's in trouble, and I'm in paradise. Trouble in paradise, you like that?
Oh,
Kofi
Kingston.
Good man.
It's AEW,
Oh, there we go. Don't go anywhere. Second hour to come on Game Changers.
This is Game Changers with Anil Candola and Gabriel Anderson.
Oh wow, second rush.
Lovely people listening to Colourful Radio at the minute. You're listening to hour 2 of Game Changers. Of course, Colourful Radio, powered by TalkSport. I'm Gabriel Anderson. This is Anil Candola. Still so much to get through as the EFL is back. Anil was on his travels covering the opening day of the EFL season. Angel Gabriel returned. My feature's coming back. Oh, they're taking care of me on the Game Changers today. I'll be giving you a motivational message to carry you through into the week. I'll try my best anyway. I haven't got something yet, but something always is cooking in the back of the membrane. We'll also look at the clubs that need to do a little bit more in the transfer window. Bradley Adam, he's back on the airwaves for a little bit of track of the week to round things off as well. This is the show powered by TalkSport on Colourful Radio and live on YouTube. Game Changers live until 9. Stick with us, you beautiful people.
Oh wow, second rush.
Oh, as a reminder as well, I don't know if I said it already, but we are on the YouTube, you know. We're there.
We're there.
So make sure, www.youtube.com, you know the YouTube. I don't have to tell you, but @ Colourful, /@Colourful, ITV, does that say?
TV,
Oh, no, it doesn't say that.
ITV.
ITV,
We're
you
way
know.
bigger than ITV,
Oh, of course we are, mate.
honestly.
TalkSport's just
Don't
around the corner.
Forget
Do you know
that.
what I mean?
Colourful Radio is live and direct, my friend.
See, that was almost a perfect intro until I...
No, your intro is perfect.
Was it?
Yeah, perfect.
Thanks,
really
mate.
good. Really
You know
good,
what I mean?
mate. Really
Oh.
good. There we go. See?
You make me happy. You know? Do you know what I will say about you?
Go on.
You breed a lot of confidence into a lot of people.
Mate, I don't breed it. I just push it out,
Oh,
mate.
mate.
Sometimes people just need a bit of encouragement to do so.
Shout out to my boy Rolly. I remember you telling me he was
Yeah.
one of your pet projects in regards to trying to get him up there.
Yeah,
In
well,
regards
look,
to-
but
and
this
he's
is
doing
the
all
thing.
right for himself, you know. I
Yeah.
see him out and about. He's reporting the
he's
season's
doing-
back.
yeah.
He's busy now.
He's good, but this is the thing, though, right? Jokes aside, before we have a bit of a good chat, right? I've always said it, and this has always been one of my mantras in life. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Just help people.
Yeah.
Life's not easy, but it's not hard. Just be a good person. Honestly, just try. I'm a terrible person, but I still try. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I know.
Right, so I wanted to take you... I know you're going to continue hosting the show because I can put my feet up.
please don't already take the reins of me already.
Beautiful.
Come on,
What was the fear about? How are you feeling, mate? Now we can reflect on it just quickly.
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
Never nervous. Do you know what? That's a lie. Before the red light come on, but once the red light came on, I was like,
There's no other choice. There's no other choice. When Adam gives you the finger to go,
Exactly,
you're on,
matey.
you haven't got a choice, man.
And you
You've
know
gotta-
what it is? He rolls around with a certain crowd that, you know what, I ain't trying to mess with them. So I've got to do what I've got to do.
He's got some people backing him. They might not get on, but let me tell you that.
Oh,
right,
matey.
so I don't know if you either of you know, but I posted a clip from the last show we did, and honestly, you know me, always try and edit a little insight into what I do on a Sunday night normally. I normally stay in London on a Sunday night because I'm in work early. Always pay for the Sunday night hotel myself, by the way.
Do you?
But yeah, on the Sunday night, because I finish my shift at TalkSport at about 6 to half 6,
Right.
and then I don't have to be in till like 10 or 11 the next day. That doesn't really warrant work helping me out with the hotel.
No,
but I'm happy to do so on a Sunday night, right? I've got a lovely little place. I normally finish the show, get back to my hotel room for about 9:30, 9:45, and I'll stay up till about 1, 2 in the morning editing videos from the show. So I'll try and like get some clips, best bits, you know, scan through the show and just try and get my week's content ready, even if it isn't all polished. So I was thinking to myself, obviously last week we didn't do a show, did we? Because obviously Luke was away and so was I. And Adam just needed a week off. It was his first week off.
Fair enough,
So
mate.
we just
Fair
said,
enough.
right,
Works
come on,
hard,
mate.
he does.
Yeah, he does. Bradley, Adam and DJ Brothers not really do too much.
say that
They're
too
just
loud, though.
features. Yeah, so they're going to be in soon. So look, I spend a lot of time, and there's a reason why I'm explaining this, because there's a lot of time that I spend editing clips, getting some pictures to match what I'm saying and all that kind of stuff. But then I thought, right, OK, we're not going to do a show, so I need to get some timeless content that will be relevant and not so time-sensitive, which lots of football stories are, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I just thought, OK, right, just to keep myself relevant in terms of staying on posts and all that kind of stuff, I posted the clip, Adam, of... you know when I said to Luke Henry, would you rather 50k right now or flip a coin for $1 million?
I saw this.
Yeah. My highest viewed video that wasn't a collaboration with TalkSport, 33,000 views.
What?
Yes, no editing, just me and Luke just quickly flicking from each camera angle.
Wow.
That was it, 33,000
That
views.
was amazing.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
What a man.
So, let's try and do some more now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lightning strikes twice?
Lightning strike twice. Watch this get 1 view, but that's all right. So I've got a few questions for you, Gabriel Anderson, and you've got to answer them. Feel free. I've got to get my clip to over a minute. No, I'm joking. Spend as little or as long as you like.
We'll get
I'm
there.
going to ask you a few questions, OK?
Yeah.
Right. Question time. Let's go. £1 million, but you can never work again, OK? So would you rather £1 million, but you can never work again, or £40,000 a year, but you have to stay in your current role and life for the rest of time.
Ooh. But with that 1 million, I get that lump sum, and I can't work no more. But then I can't invest. I can't, I need to do things. Wow.
No.
Damn. 40k for a year, and I keep what I'm doing right now. That's what I do.
40k a year, so no progression. You could be 50.
That's right, mate. It's all right. Save my money. Inflation, my money will rise up. Don't worry about that. Yeah, it will.
So will Cozzy.
You know what I mean?
Cost of living.
That's true. That's true as well. But, mate, that million, after a while, mate, you'll be seeing all these celebrities going broke anyway. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to put Floyd Mayweather in this, but he's in trouble, mate. He's in trouble. Floyd, hit me up. I got a lawyer for you. But he's in trouble, mate. So that 1 million ain't going to last me my whole life, mate. I'm telling you right now. 40k for a year. But
if you work out, how long it would take you to get the 1 million from the 40k a year.
Yeah.
It's a long time, mate.
But I also love the current life I have, mate.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Get me a sick bucket. Honestly, cringing.
Oh, man, I love it, man. Sorry. Nothing you can do. I don't care.
Honestly.
Cringy schmingy, mate. I don't care what you say. Anyway.
There you go. £1 million. What would you do, Adam Bradley?
£1 million?
Right now, or 40k a year for the rest of your time. You cannot go any further, anywhere back. You stay exactly what you're doing now.
Yeah, happily.
There you go. See? Man of class.
No, I'm the same. Give me the milli. No, I'm joking. 40k a year doing what
Happiness is more important than any kind of money.
Yeah.
Really
That's
is.
nice.
See?
That's really nice.
I keep having to tell my children that.
Yeah. Right. Well, we'll see what they think, and we'll see what you think. Now, should we have another one before we move on?
Go on.
Here we go. This one's so good. This one is so good. £1 million, but your best friend gets £0, or you get 100k each.
Oh, can I give him a little?
No, you can't give. You can't give your best friend a penny. You can't give that person a penny.
Wow. Sorry, brother, I'm taking that minute. I'm about the Benjamins now. Listen, I understand what I said earlier. 40k and I'm happy. Mate, million and I'm in my pocket. I'm happy.
What happened to happiness over money?
So I'll take him out to eat, Take him out to eat, it's all right. We get Nando's.
So you
Chicken and chips, Morley's.
So you've stopped your friend getting 100k.
Yeah.
And you're going to get him a Nando's instead?
They're tough. They'll be all right. They'll be okay. They're big boys. You know what I mean? Big boys and girls.
Look, I think that's, honestly...
Are you telling me my friend wouldn't want me to be a millionaire?
He'd want 100k.
He'd want me to be a millionaire more if he was my friend.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
So you would rather me win £1 million than you get 100k?
Let's not... You didn't ask that. You didn't ask that. It's not the question you asked me, mate. You're asking two different questions now.
Honestly, where is the camaraderie amongst friends these days?
Matey, I don't know, mate.
Honestly, that's
and all
disgusting.
That. Don't care, mate. I'm a millionaire.
Disgusting, mate.
Millionaire.
I'd take the middle as well.
Game's the game, mate.
Game's the game.
Game changes.
Mate. Game changes and the game will get changed with a milli. Let me tell you that. Unbelievable. Honest to goodness me, that is ridiculous. Lord. Oh, gosh. Should we carry on with the show, mate?
Matey, let's try. Because you know what returned? Can you guess?
Ooh, you to the Game Changer show?
Yes,
Actually,
did.
all of us to the Game Changer show, considering
goodness.
we weren't on air last week.
It's true, but there is something that's a smidge bigger than us, mate.
Go on, then.
A smidge. It's the EFL. Of course it is. We are back. The EFL has returned. And the man... Is he to my right? Yeah, he's to my right. I'm not my right, I'm my left. Neil Candola. He was back on the circuit, and this is how it all unfolded across the TalkSport network.
The full-time whistle. You can sense the relief in the Tough Sheet Community Stadium. Bolton Wanderers 2, Preston North End 1.
Portsmouth 1, Queen's Park Rangers 3. A terrible 15 minutes for that Pompey back line.
Bristol City 0, Millwall 2, Josh Coburn at the double.
Stoke 1, Swansea 2. They've turned it around here and Adam Eder has scored with his first touch.
Leyton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Jamal Lowe was pulled to the floor after receiving the ball with his back to goal. Jamal Lowe himself, he got up, he took the penalty and he sent the goalkeeper the wrong way.
Lift off at Bromley in League One. It's Barnsley 0, Bromley 1. And off the bench is Victor Adebayo.
Game over. Norwich 0, West Brom 2. Jimmy J. Morgan with the goal. A solo goal cutting in from the left.
Charlton 2, Derby 1. Tyrese Campbell with the goal. Ball broke to Campbell, left half of the penalty area, 12 yards out. He smashed it across the keeper into the far corner.
We've just got into injury time and it's Middlesbrough 2, Lincoln 1. They've turned this one around and it's Will Lancashire again.
The EFL is back. And by the way, I must say, I don't know who that fella at the Bromley game was. He needs a bit of work. I'm not going to lie to you.
What are you doing?
He wasn't too shabby. He wasn't too shabby, but, you know, Game Day Live, big show, mate.
Honestly, what are you doing?
Nah, he did all right. He did okay.
Honestly,
well
thanks,
done, matey.
mate.
Well done,
Thanks.
matey. Well done. But, of course, man, the EFL is back, man. And do you know what? I'm actually very excited because...
You were working yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah,
But sorry, Karen, what were you going to say?
No, of course, don't interrupt my flow, mate.
Sorry.
Sorry. Don't worry about it.
I didn't know the because was coming.
Oh, don't worry, mate. Don't be sorry. Be careful.
So this is your hour?
Don't be sorry. Be careful. That's what they say.
Yeah.
No, of course I was working. I was on TalkSport 2. I was doing I did two afternoon games. I did the Middlesbrough versus...
Oh, really?
Somebody Lincoln, the new boys.
Unbelievable.
I know, mate. I know. Good game, by the way, mate.
No, that good. You remember the teams?
Will Lancashire, good striker.
Good player,
good
mate.
striker.
Good player.
And then I did Sheffield United versus... Why are the teams actually leaving my head right now?
They're ridiculous.
This is actually absolutely scandalous, matey. Chrissy Wilder would actually tear me a new one if this was the case.
Really,
yeah, he'd be finishing me. But
it was a rubbish game.
And do you know why? Do you know why I don't remember it? It was the worst 0-0 I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Birmingham City. Thank you, matey. Worst game I've actually ever seen, though. But in regards to it, mate, I'm enjoying it. And do you know what? We actually had a very, very good discussion on Weekend Breakfast this morning, actually. Tony Caterino raised the point that, do you know what? You saw the bumper crowds that were, and you were also obviously at one on opening weekend of the EFL. The Premier League's going to come back, and then it feels like, you know, the return of that going into the season as well. The EFL always gets brushed to the side, at least a little bit, until the playoffs come around. What would you say if I said 3 p.m. on a Saturday is EFL exclusive spotlight? I don't want to even see anything Premier League until 5:30 or 5 o'clock. That looks like a proposal that I can get on board with personally.
Well, I think that. Well, look, ultimately, the 3 p.m. blackout is because essentially that. Everyone associated with football believed at once upon a time that it will prevent people from actually going to the games and they'll just sit at home and watch them. Is probably the most archaic way of thinking right now. You're telling me even if Manchester United were free to air on BBC or ITV or whatever, and you could watch it for free, and I said to you, pay me £100 for a ticket. I'll even go one step further than the average average price. £100 for a ticket, or you can watch it free at home. You're paying £100 to go and watch it.
You know what I mean?
You know, even with the astronomical increase in prices for match tickets, season tickets, senior tickets, and even the junior tickets, there's no way on God's green earth that if you put football on, that it will prevent people from going to the games. OK? It's just a ridiculous idea that I think is just so behind us. Why can't we have these games? And this is why TalkSport's so good, because we will bring you a 3 p.m. coverage on TalkSport 2 from the Championship. So, absolutely, 100%.
Oh, mate, the 12:30, the 5:30, seemingly like going forwards on TalkSport 2 as well, mate. We will be across it all. And do you know what? That's actually an idea I can get on board with, because it's just a different game, you know? The lack of VAR or no VAR.
Did you see the tweet? Wow. Did you see the tweet as well, actually, from the Premier League? Forgive me if I've got the location wrong, but I think it was Indonesia, and it said we can now confirm that every single Premier League game will be live to air in Indonesia.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
Yeah.
I saw this.
Like,
my VPN is going to work overtime. But don't worry about that.
I know you're joking, but still, you know, this is what people were saying, you know, is what do you expect people to do when you're actually cornering them into it? But no, look, jokes aside, it was fantastic, of course. I was there at the Barnsley-Bromley game. It was absolutely fantastic.
You didn't hear that?
Yeah, no, I was there, yeah.
I'd like to hear from their manager at some point. That'd be nice.
Oh, leave that with me.
Really?
Yeah,
do you know what? How about this? I'll do you one solid. I'll do you one solid. We can now hear you in action.
Oh, wow.
Anil Candola speaking to winning Bromley manager Andy Woodman. But first, he's always sounded on TalkSport around the grounds with Adrian Durham.
Let's go to Oakwell. Is that a goal, Anil Candola?
It is indeed. It's lift-off for Bromley in League One. It's Barnsley 0, Bromley 1. And off the bench is Victor Adebayo. The ball was smashed in from a shot from Archer, who also just came off the bench. It was going wide, and there was Adebayo just on the left-hand side of the goal to tap in the opening goal, not just of the game, but for Bromley's season in League One. 70 minutes gone here at Oakwell. It's Barnsley 0, Bromley 1. Andy, thank you so much for speaking to TalkSport. Wow, what a start to League One.
Yeah, it was good. We had a good day today. I thought we deserved it, particularly in our first half performance. That said, you know, I'm not blind enough to say that our keeper made some really good saves second half to keep us in the game. But you're going to have to do that when you come away from home and places like Barnsley and all the other clubs. But I was more chuffed at the way we we went about our business. You know, I want us to show no respect to anybody. I want us to make sure that we let everyone know what we're about. And that's all of us. And I thought we did that, you know, all over the pitch today. We battled for every single ball, every loose ball. And that's us. That's the Bromley DNA. And I was super proud of the boys today.
That was Andy Woodman, the Bromley manager, speaking to our very own TalkSport's own Anil Candola. First of all, I know you've done it now, you know, a few times, especially the back end of last season, but, you know, opening weekend, there must have been a lot of pressure on your side, thinking that, oh, I've got to kind of smash this now.
Well, it's unbelievable. I learned so much from doing the game yesterday because, you know, I've had experience now doing it. I was at Leeds last weekend doing a friendly, which was perfect. It was perfect. You know, there was no pressure in terms of, you know, really hit it perfectly, you know, all that. It was just getting, you know, dust off the cobwebs a little bit. But when you are in that moment, it is genuinely the biggest adrenaline rush that you can get. So much so that it's borderline uncomfortable.
Wow.
It's that much, like the knot in your stomach when you know a goal's gone in. Even when you, like, so the goal yesterday, right? I knew the two players that were involved with the goal were ones that have just come onto the pitch and they're new signings, right? And even still, when I knew what had happened, I still turned to a guy to my right who was part of the Bromley coaching staff. Do you know how they've got like people all around the ground looking for different views and stuff? So he was one of the analysts, and I said, "Who scored?" And he was like, "What?" I said, "Who scored?"
Sorry?
He went, "Did you not see it?" And I was like, "Yeah, but who scored?" And I just wanted him to say the name so I knew that it's fresh on my tongue to go, that's how you say his name. Because you don't want... And the reason why it had so much importance on it is... It was Bromley's first ever goal in League One. It was their first ever match in League One. It was a new scorer just off the bench. Like, there were so many different facets that who knows where Bromley are going to go on to achieve. And if they do end up, for example, winning League One, it started with the goal against Barnsley. So you just think you have to deliver it on the right tone. And you do really feel that adrenaline. And let me tell you now, the contrast, it's nothing. It's way different to hosting, to interviewing, to doing any form of pressure. I interviewed, thankfully, of course, always thankful. I've interviewed Frank Lampard, I've interviewed Wayne Rooney, Robbie Fowler, right?
Pick up them names that just dropped on the floor.
Pick them names up. You'll be there for a while. But no, you know. There's no pressure like delivering a match report, so much so that when you nail it, or not even nail it, when you know you've said what you want to say with no stutters, you got what you want on a good time frame, you honestly click the mute button so you don't, and you fist pump the air as if you've just scored. You go, get in there because I've hit it. And it's just a small part of the wider coverage of around the grounds, right? But it's just like, I've done my job, on to the next. But the moment you don't get it how you want, honestly, it happened to me yesterday. So it wasn't like a catastrophic error. It was just, it wasn't very tight and neat, and I stuttered a little bit. But that was because my line going into it when they were coming to me for a general update was, Barnsley haven't been very good this second half. It's been all Bromley. But Barnsley were just about to take a corner. So in the back of my head, as I'm talking, I'm thinking, do I even say that line? Because if they score, then I'm going to have to think of how do I make a joke out of me being silly. So all of this is going into the back of my head while I'm doing the report. Right? So you're doing both of these at the same time, and you think, OK, right, I'm just going to go for it, but then I've just got a little line of just think, curse the commentator, right? And just say, right, well, there you go, curse the commentator. It's Barnsley who've scored. And it just wasn't tight. It just wasn't tight enough. I stuttered a little bit, and I honestly clicked mute, and I was just like, oh, get me out of the stadium. It's the contrast and the extreme nature of both sets of feelings is just... It's just remarkable.
Madness.
Does the magnitude of it sort of hit you then? Because, you know, I'm a generation older than you, and we all grew up listening to those reports. My dad, my mum, they grew up listening to them as well. You know, we're talking 100-odd years of listening to round the grounds, hearing the reports coming in. You know, as a kid, used to sit listening to the radio on a Saturday afternoon, waiting for the scores to come in and all around the grounds. If one of those guys got a name wrong, or didn't pronounce it right, you're broadcasting to a load of utterly obsessive, fanatic people who know how to pronounce the name. So the pressure must be huge, but with that pressure, God, the satisfaction when you pull it off. And you have been pulling it off as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Precious for tyres, mate.
Yeah. And it also makes diamonds.
There we go.
Still need to get there. still like a bit of rubber on the bottom of your shoe at the moment. But keep going, mate. There will be a diamond there one day.
Do you know what? You went to the perfect game in regards to seeing Bromley get their first win because they're a newly promoted side.
Won the league last season, yeah.
Yes, and they were sensational in doing that. Yeah. And Andy Woodman, you know what? If someone deserved their flowers, fair play, you know.
Do you know what? So I even said in my report, and you know, again, this is another really great thing that you get to go interview the managers post-match, right? It's really it is literally one-on-one, unless it's Premier League, because obviously then even if TalkSport do go first. What?
Oh, hello. I had my theme music.
Hey, Gabriel, can you just not bring the theme with you?
Can you just diminish the aura a little bit?
My bad. No, it's hard to
just bring that down a bit. We'll get to Angel Gabriel very shortly.
I'll try, mate.
Okay, unbelievable.
Very nice.
I apologise.
Yeah, great song. But you know, it's you learn so much because naturally you just have to follow it, and certain stats stick in your head. You know, for example, just look. You know, I'll shut that. First competitive meeting between Bromley and Barnsley in any history whatsoever. Of course, Bromley's first ever League One match, first time they've ever appeared in League One. Last season was Barnsley's poorest finish in 4 years, and the one in that run that was the best finish was ironically the manager who was took over now. They've reappointed him so they can hopefully lead to ways to success. So you just pick these things up naturally, and now I know something about League One. And you pick these things up, but he spoke great. Were you working on Weekend Sports Breakfast this morning?
I did.
I think he came on briefly, didn't he?
He did, and I've had some run-ins with him in the past. I say run-ins, we haven't fought before.
Yeah, I was going to say, dearie me, mate.
Well, like a better word.
He seemed all right.
Yeah, no, he's a big man as well. He tucked me in. But, you know, he's a very, very nice man, very honest, wears his heart on his sleeve, and somebody that obviously is knowledgeable, and actually one of the longest-serving managers in the whole, not just the EFL, the country, actually, the way managers go on. So, you know, it's a storyline that I'm going to be following in regards to, you know, League One. Obviously, Leicester's going to be very interesting in regards to Russell Martin and what he's got cooking, which is not much, by the way, in regards to Leicester in that league. In the Championship as well, obviously the big boys are going to be very interesting to watch. I know it's a bit of a tap-in, but Middlesbrough and Royal Lancashire, I'm involved. I am. 20 million, I know it was a lot of money, but hey, man, he's a good striker. You know,
he's a good striker. There was so much to get through, wasn't there? Of course, in terms of the Football League, just a few notable results. We've obviously touched on the fact that Bromley got their first win in League One history, which is just phenomenal. And I was actually in a bit of a predicament because my cousin actually is one of the media guys at Barnsley.
Oh, no way.
So he's 2 years younger than me, and he's been in football nearly double the time as I have. He started at 15 years old at Halifax.
One of the kids in the room.
And he has been there for so long. Wow. And I was thinking, wow, it's so great to see him. And he was like, I really hope that they get promoted for obvious reasons. But in the back of my head, I was thinking, I'm sorry, bro, I've got to snake you. The story is not Barnsley. Bromley, get the win so I sound all right. Give me something to work with, you know? That's the nature of the beast. So, of course, that was a massive standout result in the Championship. Bolton 2-1 against Preston, of course, newly promoted side, which was a fantastic one. It was Bolton's first win over Preston in 25 years. Wow. Yeah, exactly that. Middlesbrough, Lincoln, of course. Lincoln's first Championship match in 65 years ended in defeat, as you've already touched on there.
They weren't bad, though. They weren't. Decent.
A team that I do think had a few points to prove on the start of the season was Millwall. Were they a flash in the pan towards the back end of last season? No. They started excellently. Josh Coburn scoring 2 goals in a win against Bristol City away. Wolves 2-2 on the Friday night, the opening game, which was, of course, live on TalkSport. They dropped points, of course, heavy favourites to go up definitely automatically to Blackburn. And then in League One, again, a couple of results. Reading 3, Luton 4. Probably the game of the weekend. Reading led 3-1 at half-time, only for Luton to produce already the comeback of the season.
Jack Wilshere and the boys.
Jack Wilshere. I was actually there once again for Jack Wilshere's first ever game as Luton manager.
You're just everywhere, aren't you?
Yeah, I do remember that. It was Naki Wiles to take the penalty for Luton for Jack Wilshere's first goal, and it's saved by the goalkeeper.
He even remembers his report.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But, you know, so many good games. And then dropping in, of course, to League Two, Barnet beating Salford 3-1. A really good result for them against the Salford side, tipped heavily.
Oh, Salford got a lot to prove, you know.
Near the
a lot of investment.
Absolutely. And do you know what else we've brought a lot of investment into on this show?
Uh-oh.
It's a bit of Angel Gabriel. Oh, look at that. It's so beautiful. It's a bit of a risk doing this with half an hour left of the show because I might fall asleep. But the dulcet tones of Gabe Anderson, of course, this feature is very simple. It's Angel Gabriel. This is the part where Angel Gabriel Anderson gives us a nice motivational message to get us ready for the week ahead. Have you got something?
Yeah, I've always got something, mate.
Oh, lovely.
Always do.
We'll just raise that a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Beautiful. Sit back, Adam. Give Brad a shout. We'll have to get him in soon.
Yeah, we do.
All right, let me just put my feet on the table. There we go.
Well, matey. First of all, thank you for the production behind this. I understand that, you know, the net spend on this, hopefully it's worth, you know, the investment that you're putting into this.
We're in Man City 115 bonus trouble, mate, for this, so please make it worth it.
Call your lawyers then, matey. Call your lawyers. Look, what do I want to say to the people? It's a very simple message, I think. Live in the moment. I am a very big advocate for... as I say, living in the moment. And what that means to me is, you know, sometimes it's a good thing to, you know, put your phone away and actually deep the situations that you're in. I mentioned that I went to Greece. I went on holiday. I did a solo trip. I do like a solo trip once in a while. And, you know, a lot of it was to, you know, unwind from what an excellent World Cup it was for me professionally and obviously for the world as well. I was going to say it was a great final. It wasn't really a great final, but the right team won though, so that's the main thing. Yeah. You know, shout out to the 19-year-old world champion. But I went to Greece and one of the main things I wanted to do was rest, unwind, get in the sun, get on the beach, get on the sunbed. Just live in the moment. I wanted to look at the blue water. I wanted to look at the sand between my toes. I wanted to look at all the lovely people having fun on the beach, the kids running around, the vendors serving out the drinks. I had a good strawberry daiquiri, by the way. It was excellent. The best one I've ever had as well. I'm a daiquiri man. But the point being, ladies and gentlemen, is make sure you live in the moment. You know, it's very easy to be sidetracked in regards to the complications of life. You know, sometimes you get sidetracked, you get sideswiped sometimes as well by things that come that are out of your control, in your control, whatever the case is. I mentioned I went to Greece. I had an excellent World Cup as well. I made sure I lived every single moment in that World Cup. I didn't take it for granted that I was blessed and given the opportunity to be the producer for Weekend Breakfast. I worked with some great people. I had a great team. I learned a lot. You know, there were some things that went well. There were some things that, you know, could have gone a little bit better. But I enjoyed every single moment of it. You know why? Because I lived in the moment. And coming into this new season as well, you went on holiday, but the time's gone now, matey. You know, I hope you lived in the moment because those days are over now. We're into the season. EFL's back. Premier League's coming back soon as well. I hope that everybody chasing their dreams, we've talked about all the, you know, bits of motivation, industry secrets, trade secrets that, you know, we want to give to you in regards to hopefully getting you started in your journey, whether it's sports journalism, whether it's in the gym, whether it's in life, whatever it is. It's time to look in. It's time to live in the moment. It's time to really sit down and look at where you are in life. We're all very fortunate, you know, whether we're millionaires, whether we're earning 40k a year for the rest of our lives, as I picked earlier in regards to what we're going to be doing maybe later, but live in the moment. Make sure you're appreciative of where you are right now. Make sure you're appreciative of the people that you are having around you because they're a big part of your success. You just need to make sure that the peripherals are on, the wing mirrors are on at all times, and we're all moving forward in the same direction, matey. Live in the moment, ladies and gentlemen.
Fantastic.
Matey.
Really, really good, mate.
Oh,
really
matey.
good. I did notice, however, by the way, that was fantastic.
Talking about the strawberry
No, it's really good, yeah, a little strawberry dak.
Yeah.
It's actually quite funny that I've seen that on this running order that we had a 10-minute section for Angel Gabriel. So do you want to just start again for the next 5 minutes?
Just a half an hour loop.
We've got half an hour.
We can get another one in the chamber.
But very lucky for you, we've got some big breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, some big breaking news. Oh, gosh, a perfect man, perhaps, to be speaking to this
Hello.
about. Yeah, so we have... Let me just get into my news reporting voice.
Please, mate, my match reporting, mate.
Yeah,
Come
no,
on.
This is more than that.
Oh, my
this
fault.
is much bigger.
My fault,
This is much bigger than
my
that,
fault,
mate. Right, lock in. We do have some big breaking news reaching us here live on Game Changers on Colourful Radio. Cristiano Ronaldo, a man who is regarded as one of the greatest players to ever play the game, has hinted that the end of his extraordinary football career could be closer than ever. In a new interview with Vogue, the 41-year-old Portuguese superstar said that the upcoming season could be his last in professional football. Ronaldo says that he wants to leave the game with a spectacular legacy after 25 years at the highest level. Speaking, of course, to the major magazine Vogue after the incredible wedding he had to his partner, Georgia, great looking.
Yeah. Great wedding as well. Was you there? I was there.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the serious stuff. He spoke about life after football, saying he wants to spend more time travelling, enjoying paddle, and, of course, to be with his family. Ronaldo hasn't officially announced his retirement just yet, but his comments suggest that the football world could soon be preparing to say goodbye to one of the GOATs. And with Ronaldo chasing the remarkable milestone of 1,000 career goals, there may just be one final chapter to come.
If you wanted to make me cry, just, you know, you could have just said it in a lot less words than what you did there, mate.
Well, look, you've got to make sure that you, of course, you know, you break the news in appropriate detail.
I get it.
And we will be speaking about Cristiano Ronaldo very soon. Of course, spent such an amazing time, arguably the best years of his career in Spain. And now Spain is, of course, being regarded as one of the biggest and best countries to play in world football. But before we continue and pay perhaps what could be tribute to Cristiano Ronaldo's final season in the game, I also have some more breaking news for you, Gabriel. Speaking of Spain, speaking of Spanish football, Manchester City superstar Rodri is set for an incredible £64.5 million move to Barcelona. We understand here at Game Changers, I spoke to some TalkSport sources that have confirmed the deal has been agreed. Rodri, Barcelona, 64.5 million. The Spanish Giants have got their man.
Oh, this is a hijack of the century, by the way.
Yeah.
I was here in Madrid all summer long.
Yeah, the hijack of the century.
Oh, matey.
I don't think you're far off.
Man.
Absolutely fantastic. But look, we obviously spoke a little bit about Rodri beforehand, didn't we?
Yeah.
In terms of what a miss he's going to be. But just going back to Ronaldo, gosh.
Oh, man.
This moment takes me back to when I was in primary school, when I heard the news he's officially joined Real Madrid.
Oh.
My heart sank. We were just on the way back from the people of Coventry. They'll know, from the Alan Higgs Centre. We played tennis when we were in, I think, year 4 or year 5.
Tennis?
And a couple of friends of mine told me, he's gone, mate. I said, do me a favour, he wouldn't do it. They went, all right, we'll get the teacher. Miss, hasn't he gone? And the teacher won't lie to you. The teacher went, sorry, mate, he has left.
Matey, honestly.
How does that make you feel, just looking back at Ronaldo's career?
I don't even know where to start, man. You know, the day it actually happens, I might throw something on the barbecue, man. It might be one of them days. You know, I might have to throw a little steak to make myself feel better on the thing, you know, because this is sad. This is crazy. I can't believe it. I thought this man was going to go on until he was 50, you know, and I would prefer it, honestly, you know. Look, this is somebody that I started supporting Manchester United as a young whippersnapper.
One of the inspirations to support Manchester United.
Not knowing anything about football, not knowing anything about Manchester United, nothing. I just saw Match of the Day, I flick it on one day and I'm like, that Ronaldo fella's all right, I'm going to follow him. You know, I keep following and I'm like, oh, he keeps doing it. It's my team because he plays for them, you know. Little did I know, he plays for Manchester United, the biggest and the best team in all the land. Not these days, but, you know, in my heart they are. This is somebody that I hold, you know, very, very close to me. I understand that the GOAT debate is a very topical conversation for a lot of people. And Messi, does he pip it? You know, in some people's opinion, for sure.
Shall I answer it for you?
Go ahead.
Yes, he does.
OK.
Right, now let me finish.
OK.
Let me finish before you both jump down my neck, right?
I feel like I know
Especially
where
you,
you're
Adam.
going, but go ahead.
Right? Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT of football. And now I don't mean this to say that he was better than Messi at football. I'm not saying that. Messi is the best player of all time. But greatest is not just about how they play football. We're talking about the top-level stars, not just in football, but in sport. His journey, his story, this was an individual who was a young kid that used to wait outside McDonald's in the local area of Portugal, wherever he was brought up. He used to wait at the local McDonald's for it to close because they couldn't afford dinner, and he used to wait for the leftovers to be provided for him, OK? This is a guy who has gone through absolutely everything, and he has gone around the world and he's lit that place up like you would not believe. What the man has done for football is just sensational, and I don't think we'll realise the graft, the hard work, the time and effort he's put in order to get to where he's got to. I genuinely believe, look, everyone's talent is God-given talent. Messi has just got through on his pure talent, whereas Ronaldo has got there through the impeccable hard work. And if we're talking about metrics like that, no one will ever, ever, ever beat Ronaldo. Man, it makes me sad. The highlights he's given us watching him, when he came back to Manchester United, I was there for that first game.
Oh, my God.
I was there.
I could have shed tears that day.
It was just It was almost as good, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but it was almost as good as winning the Champions League. Because he was the guy that did it for United.
Yeah, it's like the Batman came back.
The definition of running
Superman
that
came
back.
back, yeah.
You know, but very quickly, final thoughts on Ronaldo before we get Bradders back in the studio. Not Bradders, sorry, Bradley.
Oh, yeah, mate.
Get into the studio.
Get it right, matey.
Sorry, mate.
No, it's OK. Just, like I said earlier, don't be sorry, be careful. It's what I said, it's what you said, to be fair. I can acknowledge that Messi is probably the better player. It don't mean I have to like him more than my guy. That guy didn't give me as much happiness as CR7 did for what he did for my club, for what he's done for football, for what he's done for the national team.
He's just
him.
the guy.
Him, dog. He's everything, you know. I wish him all the best in his what could be his last season as a professional footballer, because I'll be there every step of the way.
Well, as the only genuinely impartial, because I don't have a dog in the race.
He did score against you in the Champions League final in 2008
as well. Neither of them played for my team. I can't agree. I mean, Messi it just takes my breath away. Even now, Ronaldo never did. Ronaldo has been such an impressive athlete. He's an impressive specimen.
You weren't watching the Champions League, mate.
But I'm sorry,
right, Adam,
you weren't watching the champs like I was watching it.
Messi is in comparison with Pele. Ronaldo is below that level of Pele, Maradona, Messi. He's a great player, but he's not the greatest.
He's not in there.
I can't just go for that.
I'm not being funny. Right, this was meant to be paying respects to Ronaldo.
What do you mean?
And the first thing you said is, I don't agree, Messi's miles better. He's not even in the top 4 players.
I don't, but that said, I would say that Ronaldo is the closest of every other player to that top bracket of 3, and that includes Cruyff, Zico, Platini.
Ronaldo's better than Pele.
Zidane,
Ronaldo's better than Pele.
Walks streets.
No, how much have you seen of Pele? Go and watch some stuff of Pele. You know the Cruyff turn? It's the Pele turn.
But then
the Panenka?
This is the thing.
But doesn't Pele got a Ronaldo chop in him? He's never done a Ronaldo chop in his life.
And the knuckleball. And also, just finally, right? This is the thing about going to watch highlights. I'll tell you to type a name in, and you will watch that video and think he's the greatest player of all time. Type in best goals, Olivier Giroud.
I saw Danny Welbeck come the other day. I said, oh my days.
Who's this?
We should have signed him.
Who's the star boy?
We should have run it back.
Honestly.
Don't watch clips. Watch full games.
Adam, you're a disgrace. Get out of the studio. Go.
I've had it with you.
Go.
I've had it with you.
Just go.
I have.
Honestly, ridiculous. Is Bradley there?
How dare him?
Bradley?
Hello, guys.
Hey, mate.
Well done, by the way. Well done for getting rid of him.
Yeah,
I know,
see,
man.
honestly.
Like, he was doing well as well,
just
but
too
then...
much. This is what he does. He just ruins it for himself. Ruins it.
It's your purpose just to make it sour so that when I turn up...
Yeah, see, he tries to dampen your charm, mate, but fear not, we'll bring that right up to speed. It's a bit of triv, isn't it?
It certainly is. Trivia.
Bit of triv, very simple. Bradley, Adam, take it away. What have you got for us this week?
It'll be a triv today. Well, I've actually been working on the new... Next week, I've got a great triv for next week. Ooh. It's going to be a new Premier League season trivia quiz. I'm calling it... Hang on, what did I... Top Triv Trios.
Triple T.
Top Triv. And it's similar to a game that's similar to the American president.
Oh, hello.
But, yeah. So,
Peace Prize winner, by the way, allegedly.
It's a top trip. But this one today, obviously, the Community Shield. Going to ask you questions on the Community Shield today. So.
Lovely.
Great.
Right, so look, I'm not being funny, but you've been so great today. You always really impress me every time you come on this show, Gabe. You've done fantastic.
Too kind.
So because of that, I'm going
You're
first.
going
first. Wow.
All right.
See what we're doing now.
Anil, question 1. Which team played in every Community Shield between 2021 and 2024?
What's that? You disrespected Bradley?
No, I didn't say anything.
Don't worry, I'll fix it.
I think I'm going to go for Manchester City.
See, it's not fair.
Very good.
Why don't you watch your tone?
It's not fair.
Honestly.
But it's all right. He's going to sort me out right now.
Yeah,
watch this, mate.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Liverpool last won the Community Shield in 2022. Which player scored on his Reds debut that day?
What year?
2022.
Do you know why I vaguely remember this?
See, my answer, I don't think he was there by then.
Because I believe, I believe they played Man City.
Obviously.
And Erling Haaland missed an open goal. and everyone thought he was going to be a flop. And then this fella scored a goal, and everyone thought he was going to be amazing. Plays in Turkey now. Played for Liverpool at the time. Darwin Núñez. Oh, look at me.
Good answer.
Look at me.
I was going to say Hugo Ekitike, but then I realised the year.
Oh, matey. Told you. I told you he'd fix it for me. Told you.
Right, here we go.
Okay. Which Leeds forward scored the last Community Shield hat-trick?
Can I get a year?
Leeds.
Roughly.
Yeah, it's one of the first Premier League seasons.
Oh, we're in trouble.
If not,
I think I might know it.
If not, basically the cut just before the Premier League started.
All right, I'm gonna. Just before the Premier League season started. So was this just before? So it's in my head.
So who won?
In my head, I've got two answers. It's either Mark Viduka or Eric Cantona. I can't ever back against my boy King Cantona. King Eric, let's lock it in. Eric Cantona.
Oh, well done. Well done, matey. Well done. I would have been stamped. I'm not gonna lie. But
so what happened was brush upon King Cantona, mate. King Kenny was obviously a Liverpool legend, but I'm telling you now, Eric Cantona, he was the reason why Man United was so successful.
I understand, mate.
So he won the league at Leeds, the first season of the Premier League, when it became the Premier League, he joined Man United in that season and he won it again.
What boy?
He won 4 out of 5 Premier League titles, and the only time he didn't was when he got the ban for the Kung Fu kick.
And he's a great example of now you look at his stats, not that impressive. You look at his international, not that impressive. You look
there's a reason why for that as well.
You look at the optics of the player.
It's sensational.
Wow.
So, and international and European, this will be a good argument if you ever push him for like top Premier League, right?
Yeah.
So the two reasons. Number one, he fell out with the France national team.
Right.
So he wasn't picked and he said, I'm taking myself out of it. And Europe is even more ridiculous. They had this rule of homegrown talent, right?
Yeah.
So much so that you could only name certain amount of foreign players within your squad.
Yes.
But even worse, people like Dennis Irwin, right, players who were Scottish, Welsh and Irish, or Northern Irish, whatever, they were classed as foreign.
Wow.
So you couldn't even have a Welshman or a Scot without them classifying it. So you had there was a famous image of a Champions League or a European game that in the stands you had Schmeichel and Eric Cantona watching them play because they weren't able to get into the squad because of that.
And that's really not your best against the best.
It's not, exactly. Sorry, carry on, brothers. Bradley.
Okay, next question. This is...
It's me.
Okay,
Hello.
right. Well, this is an interesting one. Which team has lifted the Community Shield on most occasions?
Fantastic question.
That is a good question. A few in my head right now. We've had a couple in our time. I've seen us win a few. Not as of recently. I'm gonna go with. I don't know though, because they haven't done it now. I'm gonna go with Chelsea.
We've not got a great record.
No, and I don't think Man United have got a very good record.
No, we've got a couple in the chamber.
I think it's Man City.
Do you think so?
It's not my question. Not my question.
No, but it doesn't matter. You just got it wrong, mate.
Hang on a minute. It could be Arsenal.
It's not. Oh my God!
Go on then. Who is it?
What's going on? We're pooing the bed here.
Is it a strange one actually? I haven't heard of this club. Manchester United.
Okay.
Wow, most Community Shield.
Mate, I told you, mate. We've got a couple in the chamber.
Of course, because they won the Premier League so often. They were already. I was just thinking, for some reason, I was just thinking from an FA Cup perspective.
I just weren't confident with it, man.
And I just thought I could just remember how many times, anyway.
Because Chelsea have a few FA Cups. They've won Prem a few times as well.
And we kept losing Community.
I remember
Shield.
you lost one to Leicester a few years ago. Yeah.
Right, go on, carry on.
Next one. I'll go wrong first.
Okay. Which England international scored Manchester City's goal in their, 3 years ago, Community Shield?
Englishman.
Which England international?
Well, logic would suggest that they have basically no England players, Man City. So 3 years ago, if you do the maths, £100 million. Jack Grealish. I'm locking in Jack Grealish.
So he's not England international, technically,
I hate
mate.
that noise.
I understand. He's not. Is it? Because
No, there's only one other one then.
No, it could be.
There's only one other person.
It can't be Phil Foden. No way. Is that the answer?
Is that your answer?
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. See, not an England
that wasn't
international.
mine.
It wasn't.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say John Stones.
Damn, I'm stumped.
We're having a shocker.
Yeah,
here.
we're stinking
Who
out,
else
mate.
have they got that's English?
They don't have no English players over there in City. What the hell?
A few years. Rico Lewis.
It would have been 2024.
Sterling was long gone at that time, surely.
2 years ago.
2024.
This is tough.
Mate.
Colourful always clip this up, you know.
Do they?
Yes,
we're in trouble,
we're
mate.
in trouble,
We're
mate.
stinking up the timeline right now, mate.
Right, who is it?
Cole Palmer.
Oh, my days.
Then he moved.
Yeah.
Straight after,
Damn, that was a great question.
Do you know what? Well done, matey.
Right, final one. Let's
any
see
money
what
there?
we can provide here.
What's the score, by the way? Do you have a score?
It's 2-1 to me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Someone keep track.
So, final question. Oh, this is quite nice.
Oh, no.
Includes all of
Fastest finger first.
Okay.
Which forward scored in the Community Shield for both Man United and Chelsea during the 90s?
Oh. Probably should have 90s as well. Man United and Chelsea.
90s. Right, come on.
Man United. He was playing for Chelsea. Andy Cole didn't play for Chelsea.
I'll give you a clue. Man United legend, Chelsea fan, interestingly.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't know. No.
I don't know.
No, hold on. I'm gonna. Is a clue? Is it a forward player?
It's a forward player.
Okay.
This player is a legend in my mind purely for the reason that he once played 2 games in one day.
I should know.
I actually don't have a
clue. I think he played for Wales at lunchtime, and then played for Bayern Munich in the evening.
A Welshman playing
Which is
for
insane.
Wales. No, we don't know.
Come on, Welshman, striker, Man United, Chelsea.
I don't know.
We're
Legs like tree trunks.
We're drawing blanks.
I don't know.
Sounds like an electrician, his nickname.
The Shockmaster. I don't know.
The Lecky?
Sparky.
Sparky.
I don't know.
Mark Hughes.
Oh.
The legend.
I didn't know he played for Chelsea.
Do you know why? Yeah, I didn't know he played for Chelsea, but do you know why? And I was thinking about this, about Pep. You know, there's people, they're so far removed from their playing career, you can only think of them as
only the
managers
managers,
now.
yeah.
I can only think of
Man City manager.
See, this is the age gap.
Right, okay, fine. Come on, one more, and whoever gets it will win.
Yeah. Last goal wins.
I'll do it. I'll do next goal wins, yeah.
Last goal wins, mate.
Okay.
Don't say it like it's charity, by the way.
No, it is. I'm 2-1 up. I can close to a draw and take the point out of you.
Oh, you're nasty, mate. Honestly.
You take 100 grand off your mate. Right.
You take $1 million off yours. Sorry.
Right.
Excuse me.
Shout it out, whoever's first.
Come on.
Which is the only non-English winner of the Community Shield?
Swansea. Cardiff. Yes! Yes! You boom! Get in there. You've absolutely got embarrassed,
Yeah,
mate.
I've been done,
This
mate.
is my show for a reason, my friend.
I've been done.
Right. Oh, what are you doing? Unbelievable. I'm just watching that back. Look how ridiculous.
I know, I missed as well.
It's
It's 'cause I tried to
embarrassing.
not look at
Absolutely
me.
embarrassing. Right, I can't believe it. Not long left at all until the end of the show, which means only one thing, DJ Bradders.
Uh-oh.
Yo, yo, yo!
DJ.
Track of the week.
Lovely stuff. Track of the week. Here we go. Bradders is back.
Oh, the DJ's here.
Go on, Bradders.
How's it going, boys?
Yeah. Big up, Bradders, man.
good, man.
We've been getting a bit of the, not the after party, the before party. I took Adam and Bradley to
Pre-drinks.
Yeah, there's this week I'm holding a Bradders Fest.
Bradfest.
So I've got 2 VIP tickets. So boys, you're coming along to Bradders Fest.
Let's go.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go.
If Luke wants to go to these meaningless pre-seasons,
There you go,
know,
mate.
he
Yeah,
misses
slow
out on
feet
Bradders
don't
Fest.
eat. That is it. DJ Bradders, what have you got on the agenda for us today for Track of the Week?
So this week, because it's today is actually the day in history that Usain Bolt became the fastest man ever
Wow.
on planet Earth. 9.69, I think his world record was. Something like that.
Mad. It's all right.
So, in respect to that, everything's going to be about speed and being quick. So the first track that we had today was Horsepower.
Yeah.
Of course, that's speed. Then we had Second Rushing, and this track is by an artist called Speedy J. So
phenomenal.
There you go. All about speed. So cut the music.
Yeah, Brad, see where he's like...
No, I hear it, mate. Different vibes.
Why did you moan? Then you just went, oh...
I Show Speed just popped into my head.
And you were going to pick World Cup song?
Nah, I wasn't.
I would have banned you from the show for the rest of the time, mate.
His performance, by the way.
Yeah, I always say that. I always used to open the show by going, week whatever, we haven't been cancelled. That would have got us cancelled. So we'll start with mine, won't we? So this song, I actually know quite a lot about this song. Okay? Right. So... Of course, the feature of the week was speed, wasn't it? And you know, running or whatever, etc., etc. So this song, actually, when it was first released, never got to number one. It never got to number one. Okay? Besides, recently... fast forward a few years when it completely dropped out the charts because it was so long ago that this song came out. But thanks to Stranger Things, the hit show on Netflix, they played this in one of the pivotal scenes in the series. Absolutely skyrocketed this song, right? And it became eventually number one. And initially, very finally, this song was actually supposed to be called Deal With God, but... a lot of Christians at the time had a problem with using the word God in vain in the title. So instead, it was called Running Up That Hill, DJ Bradders Hit the Tune.
Falling good and make a deal with God.
It's a bit higher, mate. Come on, what track?
Swap places, be running up that hill, be running up that hill, be running up that building.
It's a shame the singing's not quite up to par.
With the song. And make a deal with God. Indeed, this woman did, because eventually it got to number one.
Yeah, fairs, man.
Fantastic song, innit?
Good things happen to good people, mate.
Unbelievable track. Cut the music.
Oh, man.
It's your turn.
It's very violent, the way you cut the music on this.
Yeah, that's what we do. It's Bradders, mate.
No, I understand,
He's had a serious background before he got to DJ, mate.
I understand, mate. I understand.
He's just got a prison.
Mate,
not just.
I don't want to mess with
No, this is community service doing this show.
Community service.
He's got bail.
Yeah. We're paying for him to stay out of jail,
Oh,
mate.
my goodness. Charity shield all around. Fair enough, matey. Fair enough. Well, first of all, good song. Good song that you picked there, matey. I was debating with a few. You know me, I like my rap songs.
OK, so go on, give it a few honourable mentions. Do you know which one mine was? Because I thought to myself, right, I'm just going to pick a song. I know Bradders is not gonna be a big fan of it.
Yeah.
But I remember the last time we did this and we got so gassed, didn't we? And I was going to play Offset, Run It Up. Run it up.
Yeah,
and then I thought, OK, I was going to go for it, and then I typed in clean version on YouTube. I found it, and it was Run It Up.
Yeah, you
and
know.
every third word was either a derogatory term towards a woman, a really racial term about black people.
Okay.
So I just thought, do you know what? Even when it is dipped, you're basically just muting the whole song.
Not sure.
So I've just thought, do you know what? Let's leave it and just pick a safe, absolute classic.
Mate, it gets like that. And I have picked a classic, by the way. I could have gone for Kendrick Lamar was up there, you know, but obviously he ain't Drake, so I can't go for no Kendrick.
Yeah, we're Team Drake.
You know what I mean? Come on, matey.
Drake.
Eminem, I almost picked Rap God just for the how fast he was rapping on the song. And I like a bit of Eminem
Speed,
as well.
that's quite creative.
You know what I mean? Exactly. But DJ Bradders, if you would please, I've gone for one of the supercar variants in Bugatti.
You get money, they
You know this one? You know? What a tune! You load up GTA, you put on the radio, and you're like, oh, what is coming through my speakers? I'm cruising! This is my new Bugatti, mate. Ace Hood, Rick Ross, Future, three goals, triple threat, all in one song. What a song, mate. This is one of them songs that get you hyped up. I hope DJ Bradders is hyped up in the control room right there. Because this is a banger, mate. This is a banger. Classic.
Bad boy sound.
I'm telling you. Right, cut the music. This is so ridiculous, right? Because I know what's going to happen.
Bugattis are fast as well, mate.
No, this is what's going to happen. But let me remind Bradders the song, OK?
It's a good song, mate.
It's all in package. So, right, here we go then. Moment of truth. Back on Game Changers. Gabe Anderson versus A. Kizzle.
So, winner is...
Had to be. It had to be. I'm sorry. I don't take any pride of it, but I've smashed you with an absolute all-time song. DJ Bradders, take us through why you picked this song as the winner of this week's Track of the Week.
Well, I had to pick this artist. I mean, Kate Bush is just a legend of music. I mean, I don't know if you know that. You know Abbey Road recording studios, of course, the Beatles, when they came back from India, they were given all the time they wanted to record their albums, whereas previously they were given a very set time. So that's why they started making all their progressive music. So then Brian Epstein wanted to find someone else, someone who's a bit weird and out there and progressive. So the next band they brought in was Pink Floyd. And we all know where Pink Floyd went, and they recorded their album. So as Pink Floyd were moving on, the next artist, weird out there artist, Kate Bush.
There we go.
So
he's not just a DJ for a reason.
He's a man of the classics.
Bit strange though when he gives his information, his accent slightly changes.
Well, you know.
Yeah, I'll go back to one.
Very good, very insightful, very good. See, this is what we want.
This is what happens, mate.
This is what we want, mate. That's what I mean.
She actually, because when I was younger, she was like in the charts all the time. She was huge, and then she just stopped everything for I think it was close to 20 years.
Wow.
She had a little boy and didn't want to go out touring or do anything and just looked after her son. And then at about 18, 19, her son turned to her and said, "Mum, you're this huge rock star. I've never seen you perform." She went straight out on stage just for him.
Wow.
How cool is that?
See, Rick Ross ain't doing that. Future ain't doing that
yeah,
for me.
it might be in a new Bugatti, but see...
Yeah.
I thought my info was good. Was my info correct?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, don't be telling lies to the people.
No, I was just making sure. I got told that in good faith, and I always trust my sources, but clearly Bradders knows more than anyone.
It's a DJ, mate.
Unbelievable.
A DJ.
Phenomenal.
Great shout there, Anil. I've got to say, Gabe,
you sold it very well.
Mate, it's a good hype song.
You sold it very well.
It's a good hype
song.
You
did sell it very well. That's very good.
Imagine that drop top in the Bugatti as well. You're cruising down, mate. Oh, mate, it's lovely.
That's very good.
But
very
I understand.
Good,
I know when I'm defeated.
Ah, good man. I like a man who's honest. Right, so just quickly before we, of course, wrap up and hand over to the Fresh Music Hour. Yeah, we can go at this song, that's fine. What you got coming up this week, Gabe? You busy, mate?
Yeah, I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'm producing Weekend Breakfast again this coming weekend.
I thought it was a flash in the pan.
No, matey, I must have done something right.
There we go.
What I mean? So I'll be back in the chair next weekend. What am I doing as well? A bit of TalkSport 2. I'm dabbling in the horse racing.
Oh, lovely.
I do love a bit of horse racing. Yeah, York.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I love a bit of horse racing as well.
Do ya?
I do. Don't win.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not going to hate on it.
No, I don't win. But I do love it. And it's, it's honest money if you can get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honest.
Yeah.
As we heard from, Deej, there's worse things you can be doing, mate.
Yeah, that is very true, mate. Very, very true indeed. Yeah, busy. Pretty much here, there and everywhere. Got a couple of stuff to sort out. We've got a big Premier League launch show on Thursday on Drive, so I need to get a few voices and guests for that. So, yeah, so much, of course, to come, not just for this week, but hopefully for our careers as well. Like I was saying to you earlier today, you don't know where the world is going to take you, so we have to live
in the moment, baby.
And of course, see you later at Bradders Fest, boys.
Bradders Fest, we'll be there. Brad Fest, we will of course be there. Thank you to Adam Bradley, Adam, DJ Bradders. He's always my favourite. I can't believe I'm going to admit that. But of course, as always, thank you, Gabe Anderson. What a guy you are. Biggest of all, though, thank you so much for joining us on Game Changers. Up next is the Fresh Music Hour. We'll see you next week.
I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti.
And I'm at it again. There go that flow, bringing tragedy in. Got me a chain, your salary spent. Just we bring them cavities in. Counting money, hourly trend. Rolling them skinny like Olsen twins. Squares, cabinet bins. Neck full of